niya, bro.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Classified Captures. Steve here, and today I've got a collection of clips ranging from world leaders with fake hands to spacecraft owned by the Pentagon that might just leave you shocked, yet craving more. Ready? Let's jump in. I know we've seen some pretty strange things on this channel, but I'm not sure how I feel about this.
What's going on here, bro? Yo, look all the people down there, look, just watching my...
Imagine being at sea and seeing a bright green glow coming from beneath it. Gives you alien vibes, does it not? My team and I started digging around trying to find out what this might be. Much to our disappointment, we found nothing until one person mentioned we had seen something like this recently. There was another clip that had a humanoid creature in the water with a bluish-green glow around it. We tried to find the clip, but haven't had much luck. If this clip and the one I'm referencing are related, then we can say with certainty that we've got an alien situation on our hands. If that's the case, where did they come from, and why are they here? Many in the paranormal community shared similar views as ours until a sect of the community introduced the theory of bioluminescence. If that were true, however, the glow would move with the waves and not be stationary in it. The way it's positioned in the water, however, proves that there has to be a large object or perhaps alien craft responsible for the glow. But then again, I could be wrong. Perhaps this is the part of me that's obsessed with aliens talking. You've seen the clip too. What do you think? Have you ever had one of those situations where you wished you had more security cams so you could see different angles of something that visited your yard? Well, this is one of those situations. This clip was captured by a home security camera, and even if you're no expert, you can tell that whatever it is, it's pretty short, not just by a little bit, but by a lot. Are there any creatures that fit this bill? Ever heard of the duende? They're sometimes referred to as forest dwellers and are considered small humanoid beings. Just like many of the other cryptids we've discussed on the channel, these creatures are hardly seen, and whenever someone believes they've captured one, their claims are met with skepticism. Looking at this clip, I'm tempted to believe that this is the real thing. The footage looks authentic and does not seem altered in any way. What would have added to the authenticity of the whole thing would have been a capture from another angle. But if wishes were horses, beggars would ride, right? Anyway, let me know what you think about this one in the comments section. Watch this and see if you notice anything strange. Did you see it? Yes. What do you think you saw exactly? The original poster thinks that some sort of demonic or spiritual entity floated upwards, and once it was out of view, a dark-winged being came out of nowhere and moved across the sky. The person suspected that the thing that moved across the screen might have transformed. He was also open to the idea that it might have been taken by something more sinister. I must say, when I read the caption of the original post, I found it intriguing, but the more I watched the clip, the more I felt like these spiritual entities were nothing more than animals. If you were to ask me what I thought, I would say a cat ran across the street, climbed up some bushes, and then ended up scaring an owl or some other night bird that was perched at the top. The startled owl or bird then flew away to avoid the cat. This looks like the more plausible explanation to me, but many think we're dealing with demonic beings instead. What about you? What do you think? Have you ever wondered what a being that was half snake and half human would look like? Well, want to know more because the one who sent us this clip believes he'd captured one. Take a look. I know the object we're considering is quite distant in the clip, but pay attention to it. It looks like a creature with a long tail, doesn't it? The uploader, however, believes this is actual footage of a creature that's half snake and half human. And before you ask, yes, there are such creatures. In fact, they go by different names in different cultures with slight variations and differences. The Hindus have the Naga, the Philippines have the Bakunawa, and the Greeks have the Chimera, which is a more complex creature. As much as I want to believe this clip is a genuine capture of one of these beings, there's something off about it. I just can't put my finger on it. Can you? I mean, what do you make of the whole clip? We sometimes like to think we've figured it all out when it comes to dinosaurs, but discoveries made on a daily basis make it clear that we don't know as much as we think we do.
Recently, they just found unfossilized soft dinosaur tissue. Soft dinosaur tissue?
What you're seeing on your screen is soft dinosaur tissue, and this shouldn't be possible. Dinosaurs have been extinct for millions of years, which makes it impossible for any tissue related to them to exist. Yet here it is. Fossilized dinosaur skin was discovered 20 years ago, and it's thrown the scientific community out of sync. The assumption is that dinosaurs existed about 70 million years ago. No tissue should be capable of surviving that long, unless, of course, these dinosaurs lived more recently than we've thought and accepted. That, however, is a hypothesis scientists are not willing to accept. Instead, they're trying to find out how tissue could be preserved for so long. While I understand what they're doing, they're avoiding the obvious facts. Cave paintings of some ancient civilizations have paintings of dinosaurs as well. Some of these paintings are detailed. This has led some to hypothesize that they must have seen the dinosaurs themselves and made these paintings. What's more, the concept of dinosaurs confuses some Christians because there's no mention of them in the scriptures, but the term dinosaur didn't exist until the 1800s. People called them dragons up until that point, and the Bible doesn't mention such creatures. Moving beyond Christianity to the cradle of all civilization, Egypt, we find that some of their most ancient potteries include long-necked dragons. They're not the only ones, though. You see similarities in ancient mosaics from the Romans. Even some coins from the 1500s and 1600s show an individual slaying a dragon. Should you visit the Grand Canyon, you'll also notice that the Indians carved dinosaurs into the caves. While our scientists have always told us that the dinosaurs existed millions of years ago, it doesn't make sense that cultures from around the globe have vivid depictions of them, unless, of course, there's something that we're missing. Either way, what do you think of the whole thing? Do you think our scientists are mistaken, or are we stretching this a tad too much? Stepping away from these ancient lizards, let's take a look at astral beings that have been with us since the beginning of time. Ghosts. I'm pretty sure some of you might have scoffed at the idea, but take a look at this security cam clip. The one who uploaded this believes that there were ghosts in this clip. Fog doesn't usually look like that, nor does it assume such shapes, but this one did. And it was not just at a single spot to be a coincidence, but at two different spots. The beings looked like they were moving toward the house, and the one who posted it stated that strange things had been happening at night in the vicinity. The strange occurrences were what necessitated the need for a camera, and this footage proves beyond reasonable doubt that there are at least two ghosts responsible. At least that's what the man believes. What do you think? Are we seeing things that are not there, or are these two figures actually ghosts? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Still on ancient beings that might be real, what are your thoughts on the Dogman? In fact, before I say any more, do take a look at this clip. In the clip, we see what looks humanoid and a monstrous dog engaging in some adventures. The clip appears to have been taken at night, but the location isn't revealed. Given the nature of the creature, the first thing that comes to mind is a dogman. Maybe it should have been a black bear, but I doubt that that thing is a bear in any way. Speaking of the dogman, it's supposed to be the more aggressive cryptid, but I don't see any aggression here. That has me wondering, what exactly is going on here? Some of my team members believe the whole thing is a hoax. They think that that might be a man in a suit being filmed by his friends trying to get their 5 minutes of fame. I'm tempted to accept their theory. I visited the original post online, and surely people thought the same. One person even sarcastically and funnily stated that it was a Chinese experiment gone wrong. Others just laughed. What about you? What do you think? Next, we visit the quiet city of Corico in Chile. Before I say anything, take a look. What do you think this is? Truth is, no one truly knows. It just appeared in the sky out of nowhere and remained there for minutes. I combed the internet searching for answers but found none. The clip had been posted several times by different people on our paranormal platforms seeking answers, and I came across a comment that caught my attention. The individual commenting states that such occurrences and sightings are not new to Corico. He even adds that there have been instances where people have been captured and tortured by aliens. This is the first time I'm hearing this, and it's got me wondering. How true is this? And if it's true, how many other places around the globe are active alien spots? Perhaps we need to start sampling more clips from other continents like Asia, Africa, and even Australia. About the object in the sky, though, no one could tell what we were looking at. Some even concluded it had to be a hoax, but what do you guys think? If this clip looks familiar, it's because I have shown a similar creature in our past episode. While the semblance is striking, this is a different clip that's got me thinking. Last time, many of my team members thought this couldn't be real or true, but here it is again in another clip and in another location. Could it be that we were wrong? Could it be that there are creatures like this out there? So many questions, yet no answers. Rest assured, though, we intend to fully investigate this creature and give you a report soon. If you aren't already subscribed with the notification bell on, this might be the best time to do so. That way you can be updated when we drop our research on the creature. Do you think the toothpaste companies are intentionally ripping us off and giving us cavities? Well, the man in our next clip seems to think so.
I have not brushed my teeth since I was 8 years old.
You ain't brushed your teeth since you was 8?
Oh yeah, I'm 62 years old and I got every one of them, never had a cavity, and have nenever had any problems with them. Go figure that one
Since you
out.
was 8 years old?
No, I just do hydrogen peroxide.
You gotta start with that. You can't just say
No, the reason why, go on a YouTube video and watch if you put Crest on a toothbrush, okay? Take that same toothbrush on a rusted chrome bumper and watch it just take all the rust right off the bumper. Now that's the same thing that you're cleaning your teeth with. What you're doing is you're withdrawing the enamel. In other words, you're taking the enamel, the protection off your teeth when you brush. Why? Why?
According to him, he's not brushed his teeth since he was 8 years old and has some of the healthiest and perfect teeth out there. He uses hydrogen peroxide when necessary. He adds that the paste we use in brushing our teeth is capable of cleaning rust off of a surface. Such products should not be used on our teeth as they basically have the same effect on our teeth and gums. He starts making reference to ancient characters who lived and had healthier lives without using the things we're using today. Many in the comments section agreed with him, including this guy. This has me thinking, Could they be right? Are we actually damaging our teeth by thinking we're cleaning them? Please share your thoughts.
Why? What did Moses use soap when he was? Did Jesus? Did any of them? They lived 400. Moses lived 400 years. He did something right.
Have you ever met people and thought they couldn't be real? If you have, then this clip is for you.
Wait. Babe, stop cussing. Wait, she's not moving at all.
That's what I'm saying. What is going on?
You see it, don't you? That woman appears to be frozen in time, yet everything else around her appears to be moving. It's almost as though she were glitching. The people filming are shocked, and there are some who see her in the parking lot that are equally concerned. This has to be a glitch in the Matrix. There's definitely no other explanation for this, is there?
What is she looking at?
What is she doing?
That's actually really concerning.
Very creepy. I don't know what's going on.
Am I the only one who has random thoughts sometimes? By random, I mean things like wondering what death by fishes or ants would feel like. It turns out there's a place where death by fish could be as simple as breathing. See how the fish quickly gather around what the man threw into the ocean and gulp it up within a few seconds. There's no guarantee that these things will eat human meat, but there's also no guarantee they won't. The last thing you would want is to fall into those waters. I mean, if the fish don't get you, those waters look like they could finish the job. Am I just being paranoid, or do you see what I'm seeing? Now, this is a disclaimer. This next one is grotesque. If you think you can't handle graphic things, you might want to skip ahead a few seconds.
Just came out of me. I have no fucking clue what the fuck this is, but kind of looks like a...
What you're seeing came out of the woman's recording. Don't ask me where it came from or how it did. Just accept the fact that it did. Naturally, she's freaking out, which made her post it online.
This is what the fuck is inside of us, and we need to fucking cleanse. You guys don't fucking believe me? This shit is fucking real. These are nano fucking...
She ends up ranting about how we have these things living inside us. If you ask me, it looks like the thing that came out of Neo's stomach in the Matrix. Is this the evidence we need to prove we're living in the Matrix? A part of me wanted to think so, but our medical experts were not enthused. Instead, they were worried. Others were weirded out that she would post something like this. Frankly, I am a little as well, but what do you guys think of the whole thing? Could this be a parasite in her, relation to the Matrix, or something else entirely? Share your thoughts.
Until I tell you.
This was supposed to be your normal everyday weather forecast, but instead something strange popped up on the screen. Take a second look. Do you see it? What do you think this could be? Some think it's a bird, but I doubt birds can move that fast in the angles whatever it is on our screen was moving. Some in the comments section stated it was a Dementor from Harry Potter, while others also thought it was a glitch in the Matrix. Someone even added he had seen such things at least twice. I have my reservations about it, but I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. What do you guys see when you look at this? Please share your thoughts. Did you see that? Tell me what you saw. In fact, let's watch in slow-mo. You see it, don't you? It looks like something suddenly dropped from the sky at a high speed and power. The red hue we see appears to be nothing more than an afterglow after whatever it was that was suddenly dropped. That has us wondering, what is it that was dropped from the sky and why was it dropped? It also has you wondering who sent it and for what purpose. That's, of course, assuming the clip is legit and everything that happened in it represents true events. Half of my team think it's real, while the other half think it's CGI. Could you share your opinion so you can break this tie? That way we can finally have a conclusive answer on the authenticity of this footage. I know how you guys hate all things blurry, and I hate them too, but I had to share this one. These photos were taken by Sam Jacobs while he and his girlfriend were out playing the game Pokemon Go in August of 2016. The two were walking between Loveland Madeira Road and Lake Isabella in Loveland, Ohio, when they spotted the creature. Jacobs claims that this creature is what is known as the Loveland Frogman. He's very adamant about what he saw, though many claim it to be a hoax. He estimates the being stood at least 4 feet tall. Jacobs wrote in an email about his sighting. I realize this sounds crazy, but I swear on my grandmother's grave this is the truth. An interesting account if true. What do you think, though? Next, we visit North Carolina, where a man allegedly spotted a heavenly cloud in the sky. Take a look. He called it a heavenly cloud, not me. Naturally, once it went live, everyone had their reservations about what it could be. Some agreed with him that it could have been divine origins, while others thought that the unusual cloud formation could be alien-related. Looking at it, I think there's a possibility it's just a cloud, but perhaps that's just my untrained eye. What do you guys think? Conspiracies about our world leaders are as old as the offices they occupy, from them using clones and robots as doubles to them dabbling in things we can't mention yet. Today, however, we're taking a look at this clip featuring one, if not the most feared world leader in the world right now, Vladimir Putin. Do you notice something unusual about the arms of his bodyguards? They look fake, don't they? It turns out this is actually a norm for some security agencies. But why? The answer is simple. They keep their real arms hidden and near to their weapons so it's ready to go off at any time. Cool, huh? I mean, it's cool, but it's also a tad scary. Imagine having to live like this so you could preserve your own life. In the words of trusty old Uncle Ben, with great power comes great responsibility. Even if in this case the responsibility is making sure nobody can kill you. Ever heard the statement, vanished into thin air? Well, this next clip takes it literally. Did you see that? The man was there and walking, and then he wasn't. Could this be a glitch in the Matrix, or are we simply looking at a ghost or otherworldly being simply moving in and out of our plane? Share your thoughts. A team of scientists in Australia has made a groundbreaking breakthrough in the field of electronics. They've engineered bacteria to produce protein filaments that are capable of conducting electricity. These filaments, called nanowires, can also harness power from moisture present in the air. The higher the humidity, up to 30%, the stronger the current produced by the nanowires. This innovative approach combines protein engineering with nanoelectronics to create a sustainable and eco-friendly method for producing electronics. The traditional methods of producing electronics involve using toxic materials and require a lot of energy, which is not only harmful to the environment but also expensive. However, the use of nanowires could represent a more sustainable alternative that could even generate power from our breath. While still in the early stages, this research holds immense potential for the future of electronics. The development of green electronics has been a long-standing goal of scientists, and this breakthrough is a significant step towards achieving that goal. With further advancements, this technology could revolutionize the industry and pave the way for a more sustainable future. In the year 2015, a family from Oregon went on a leisurely walk and took some pictures of the trees in their vicinity. Upon returning home, they reviewed the footage that they'd captured only to notice something peculiar in one of the photographs. In the photo they had taken of their little daughter, they noticed a figure standing over her. However, this figure was not visible to the naked eye, as it was seemingly covered in a cloak from head to toe and appeared completely transparent. It was not a solid or visible entity, but rather a ghostly apparition that one could see through. The eeriest part was that their daughter had also noticed the figure, and in the image, you could see her standing and staring upward at the head of the entity. The family was left curious about what this entity could be. Was it a ghostly companion of some sort, or was there something else to this image? During an exploration of an abandoned house, a man stumbled upon this unusual sight. As he peered into a small crevice in the wall, his gaze was met with an eerie-looking eye staring back at him. The eye was human-like in appearance, but its yellowish sclera and black fur-like skin surrounding the eye gave it an unsettling appearance. The man couldn't determine whether this was a cryptid or something else entirely, but he was too afraid to investigate further, so he left and shared his footage online. A number of people think it's a cat, but what do you think it could be? Have you ever taken a closer look at the hieroglyphics and paintings of ancient Egyptians? Well, if you have, then you might have noticed some peculiar drawings of saucer-shaped objects. These drawings have been the subject of much debate among researchers and enthusiasts alike. Some people believe that these drawings are evidence of the presence of extraterrestrial beings in ancient Egypt, while others think that they're simply symbolic representations of religious or spiritual beliefs. However, some argue that these drawings are proof that the ancient Egyptians have access to advanced technology or are visited by crafts of some sort. If this is true, then it would suggest that the ancient Egyptians were far more advanced than we previously thought. Some researchers have even suggested that the ancient Egyptians may have had access to some form of anti-gravity technology, which would explain how they were able to construct such massive structures at the pyramid. Of course, there is no concrete evidence to support any of these claims, and the true meaning of these drawings remain a mystery. Nonetheless, it's fascinating to consider the possibility that the ancient Egyptians were far more advanced than we ever imagined, don't you think? Bigfoot. Picture this. You're out in the woods enjoying a peaceful nap among the trees when something stirs in the leaves nearby. Your curiosity piqued, you turn to investigate, and what you see takes your breath away. Now stop imagining and pay attention to the footage. There, amidst the towering trees, stands a massive figure. It's as tall as the trees themselves and covered in dark brown fur, which allows it to blend in seamlessly with the forest. Seeing a creature that big lurking around the same location you are in and being aware of the fact that you're in the forest alone with it is a sight that could make your heart skip a beat. The uploader felt no different and decided to record what he was seeing. A lot of things raced through his mind as he did. Perhaps, if he didn't live, this could serve as evidence of what had taken his life, and if he lived, he'd have evidence to show the rest of the world how dangerous that part of the woods is. Watching the footage now, we're glad he recorded, but just what is it? You don't have to be a paranormal expert to know that that's definitely a Bigfoot. Which are the creatures that tall with a human-like gait and fur all over it? It's definitely a Bigfoot. What do you think? And now here's a true mystery to ponder. In this image, we see what looks like the back of a creature. Can you identify it? Do you know its name and species? Do you know any rare facts about it? If you do, then your task is simple. Name what it is, give us a rare fact about, and we'll review it. If you're indeed right, your name shall be immortalized among the few names of individuals on this channel who have succeeded in identifying our bonus content. When writing out your answer, start with bonus footage so we easily identify it among the comments. The answer with the most accurate description with the most convincing reason will win a feature in our next video. All the best. The extraterrestrial saga continues, this time with a dash of mystery from the Philippines. In the sky, there appear to be some disc-like looking things in the sky, and there are a lot of them. If you're wondering what they are like we are, know that the possibilities are as diverse as a galactic buffet. On one hand, it could be a fleet of cosmic cruisers making a pit stop in the Philippine skies. On the other hand, there's the chance that it's a clever optical illusion playing tricks on our terrestrial minds from the confines of the office. What do you think, though? If you thought that was weird, you might want to hold onto your feathers because we've got a bird breaking all the rules of avian physics. We know you've seen birds fly, but have you seen them do this? Now, this isn't your typical bird flight routine. No, sir. This bird's got moves that could leave David Blaine scratching his head. The feathered creature gracefully takes one step at a time so calmly, like it's a normal thing to do. It's as if there were invisible stairs in the sky. Is it a case of feathered magic, or could this be an elaborate hoax to make fun of us? While I want to believe something like this is possible, it clearly has to be edited. It can't be real. Or can it? Has your dashboard cam ever captured something that left you stupefied? Stupefied? Yep, I think that's the word. By stupefied, I mean so surprised that you're just tongue-tied. Well, the next footage is sure to leave you feeling like that. Take a look. Did you see that? This dashcam footage was taken by an unknown driver traveling along a highway lined with trees with a tall mountain in the distance. A few seconds into the recording, a small figure could be seen attempting to cross the road. What is that? Ever seen anything like it? If you answered no, you won't be alone because the truth is we haven't either. And despite our thorough research process, we couldn't find anything from our paranormal archives. We've never even thought something like that existed in the first place. Many in the paranormal community who saw the footage wondered the same, and while some thought it was a paranormal creature, others thought we could be dealing with something alien. Some even believed it was a glitch in the Matrix. While those seem plausible, allow me to introduce the supernatural. Have you considered the fact that this could be a spirit or demonic entity? Does that seem like too much of a stretch, or do you also think we're actually dealing with something of that nature? Share your thoughts in the comments section, as I'd really love to hear them. The wonders of trail cameras, capturing candid moments of the natural world's inhabitants in their element. Now, in this particular snapshot, we find ourselves amidst a family gathering of Mastilidae. That's the scientific term encompassing the marvelous world of weasels, otters, badgers, martens, and their kin, all carnivorous animals with a taste for adventure. In this image, 5 of these little critters have gathered around the trail cam, their eyes aglow, likely due to the camera's flash. It's a charming sight, but it's also a bit of a puzzle. They look like they're distracted by something to the left side, a glow of unknown and perhaps alien origin. If you've been on this channel for a while, you know we take our orbs seriously because they typically mean supernatural or paranormal activity. But what could this glowing light caught in the capture mean? Is it also spiritual, or are we dealing with an alien entity here? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. In our next footage, the sky, which has been a canvas of endless intrigue, unveils yet another of mysterious crafts. Enjoy. Do you see it? Unusual crafts projecting beams of light into the sky. What's intriguing is that these lights aren't confined to the crafts. Instead, they extend across the entire visible expanse. Before hastily forming conclusions about this mesmerizing light display, let's carefully explore the myriad possibilities of what it might signify. There are some who think it's nothing more than an aero display from the aviation team. While it's nothing like we've ever seen, it's still a possibility. There are also some who think this could be dogfighting. That is, when planes are engaged in serial combat. If that's the case, then it's certainly dangerous for the people standing around and filming. There's not much context on the footage, so we can't tell what is really going on here. What do you think, though? What do you think is happening here? Personally, I thought it was some voodoo magic, but after a little research, I found out that he was preparing puffed rice, an Indian delicacy. Basically, what he's doing is placing rice in hot sand, causing it to expand. Afterwards, the puffed rice is carefully collected and any residual sand is sifted out. This method is akin to the process of making popcorn. It's a traditional practice, especially in India, where it goes by different local names like chamuri or puri in certain areas. It's a harmless and widely used ingredient in various delightful recipes. I don't know about you, but all of a sudden it's something I want to try. If you thought that was weird, then wait till you see this clip. The footage starts with the one filming zooming in on his target. It's easy to get lost with all the foliage around and assume we might be dealing with a plant or some squirrel or something. As the camera stabilizes and focuses, however, we realize that that could not be any further from the truth than it already is. Once the camera focuses, a creature comes into sight. The head of a creature with a ghostly white head emerges from behind the trees, resembling a skeletal figure that appears to have risen from the dead. Its eye sockets are empty, revealing a deep darkness. Other facial features are black. The unknown skeletal-like creature swiftly hides behind the trees as it realizes its cover has been blown, never revealing its face again. Are we reliving Coco film just in the land of the dead, or is this just someone dressed up for the shoot for the sake of views? Or could it be the infamous rake? Is that even possible? Share your thoughts. If you've made it this far and haven't hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment, could you do that before we go on? Thank you very much. It means a lot. Moving back to today's episode, next we have bizarre footage that was taken by a group of friends embarking on a hike through the Turkey mountains. What they caught sight of has us spooked and scratching our heads. Take a look. There, in the fading light, a pair of eyes pop out of nowhere, glowing eerily in the twilight. When they focus in, they notice something rather peculiar. What appears to be a set of horns framing those glowing eyes. The horns are quite sizable and curved downward, creating a silhouette that reminds them of the beast from Beauty and the Beast. Now, the rational part of their mind suggests it could be a mountain sheep or a goat, which is not an unusual sight in these parts. But there's something about this creature that gives off an uncanny feeling, a shiver down the spine, if you may. Taking a second look at the creature, it definitely looks like it has a body that's humanoid. But how's that even possible? The paranormal community has been divisive about its identity since the footage was shared, but many lean towards the possibility of it being a skinwalker. What say you? Gather round, O ye nature enthusiasts, because we've got a circus act straight from the woods. Some hikers in the woods came across this spectacle, a leaf floating in mid-air. I mean, we could attribute the levitation of the leaf to the wind, but there's no sign of the wind making us believe that there could be more to this. Some keen observer suspected that it could be a silkworm or spiderweb delicately holding up the leaf in a nearly invisible embrace. While that sounds logical, it's hard to prove or disprove because we literally can't see it. Nature, it seems, always has a trick or two up its sleeve. What's your take on this leafly ballet? If you think what you've seen so far has been wild and bizarre, prepare to be amazed by the mysteries of the ocean. While in the waters, this diver came across a pool of water in the ocean. I don't understand how this works, as it's messing with my brain. Is this some sort of optical illusion, or is there something more at play here? The ocean is one of the most mysterious places in the world that still has more of it yet to be thoroughly studied and researched. This could just well be a phenomenon we're not familiar with. Anyone know what's happening here? Please do explain in the comment section. This video was taken deep in the heart of the Indonesian forest. In the frame, you can see something rather peculiar. A woman dressed in white robes standing by a tree and gazing directly into the camera. It's the kind of scene that might make you think twice before venturing into the woods alone. Some local folks suggest she might be a witch or a spirit. Watching the footage, I can understand where they are coming from. I mean, it does look like it could definitely fit the bill. When you consider the fact that the locals have folklore of a witch that fits the exact description we see in the footage, then you know that they're definitely onto something. This adds a layer of intrigue to the story. Now, when it comes to mysterious encounters like these, there are always skeptics offering various explanations. But as is often the case, the true mystery behind this footage remains unsolved, leaving us with questions and room for speculation. I really believe there's something paranormal about that strange-looking woman. What about you? The mysteries that trail cams unveil never cease to amaze. Take this unusual capture, for instance. In the frame, we see a creature that defies easy explanation. It's a bit like a riddle wrapped in an enigma. At first glance, this creature might remind you of a tiny zebra, and it's standing upright, which is rather uncommon in the animal kingdom. The creature captured by the cam is adorned with zebra-like stripes, and its hands and legs appear surprisingly human. When it comes to the head, however, the image is a bit blurry, making it challenging to discern. Taking a second, third, and fourth look at the image, I started to doubt its authenticity. I'm no CGI expert, but this looks computer-generated. Could someone be trying to throw us off using something like this, or are we dealing with something that's so bizarre it looks fake? Personally, I'm tempted to lean towards it being CGI, but then again, the world you and I live in is a strange one. Anything's possible. What do you personally think, though? Next, let's take a look at a wonder that happened on Troutbeck Lake, England. A family visited their holiday home, but it seems that vacation had a lot more installed for them than they had planned. There on the fields were hundreds of sheep frozen in place. They'd been stuck like that for hours, and the spectators started to get concerned. The shepherds in the area said it was no cause for alarm because this was nothing unusual. They said that this could have been the result of the temperature change. They'd given their answer, but this scene here makes me believe that there is something curious going on. Well, buckle up for this tale of someone who seems to have a direct line with destiny, and Death himself might be scratching his head in confusion. While crossing the road to meet up with the man filming her, a car came crushing toward her, but stopped abruptly at her feet without causing any damage to her. It seems she's not aware that she just escaped death because she just walks on like nothing happened. On the other hand, let's take a look at the car. The car seems to have crushed into an invisible wall because the hood of the car was messed up. Did she have an angel protecting her she couldn't see, or was there something else at play? Share your thoughts with us in the comment section. On that note, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed to the channel yet, please do so now. It really helps us out a ton and gives us the opportunity to make these videos for you. So please do so and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you very much. In this particular picture taken deep in the woods, there's something rather out of the ordinary. It's a creature, and it's quite sizable enough to make you wonder, could this be a Bigfoot? Bigfoot, of course, is a regular player in the world of cryptid sightings. But here's where it gets interesting. In the realm of unexplained phenomena, there's the occasional possibility of staged Bigfoot sightings, perhaps for the sheer fun of it. It adds a layer of uncertainty to the mix, so that brings us to the big question. Is this creature the real deal, an actual Bigfoot, or just someone having a bit of fun in a costume? Tell us what you think. Still on Bigfoot, let's dive into another piece of evidence in the ongoing quest to uncover the elusive Bigfoot. In this particular image, although it's not crystal clear, you can still make out some intriguing details. Here we have what appears to be a brown-furred Bigfoot standing tall in all its colossal splendor. The creature seems to be gazing downward, and there's even what looks like a sizable rock near its leg. Now, when it comes to Bigfoot, there have been countless images and videos, with some turning out to be hoaxes, but this image, well, it does seem to have an air of authenticity, doesn't it? It's one of those instances where it's tough to brush it off as just a person in a costume. While embarking on a seemingly ordinary boat ride, an unsuspecting Facebook user stumbled upon something rather intriguing. After sharing the video of his wild adventure on social media, an observant viewer drew the attention of the uploader to a curious presence in the water. Upon closer examination, you can make out a pair of human-like arms and the head of black hair. The mysterious entity navigates the river with an uncanny agility, swimming at a pace that defies conventional expectations. If it were a human, the need for air would require resurfacing, yet the creature continues its aquatic ballet beneath the surface. This has led us, including Aaron, the skinwalker lover, to entertain the idea that the boat stumbled upon a real-life mermaid. Now, the question remains, was it just enjoying a leisurely swim beneath the waves, or was there a more sinister reason? I guess we'll never know. Still in Asia, let's go to Shenyang, China. A peculiar phenomena caught the attention of numerous onlookers, a mysterious pillar of light stretching into the sky. The scene gathered a crowd eager to capture the enigmatic occurrence on camera. Even experts, upon analyzing the spectacle, found themselves at a loss for a definitive explanation. Various theories were proposed by those witnessing the event. Some speculated that it could be an unusual cloud formation, while others considered the possibility of water vapor contributing to the optical display. Despite collective efforts to decipher the nature of the phenomena, a concrete answer remains a mystery. The unidentified pillar of light stands as a captivating and unexplained occurrence, leaving both spectators and experts intrigued by its enigmatic presence. In this video clip, we catch a glimpse of a towering yet incomplete tree. Only half of it is visible. As we admire the tree, the scenery, and the setting sun, something extraordinary unfolds, a humanoid figure floating in thin air. This person appears carefree, as if attempting to break Jesus' walking on water record. Whatever the case, the man, or whatever it is that's being filmed, levitates for a while before disappearing behind one of the houses. It may not be Jesus Christ, but you have to wonder, what did we just see? Are there powerful beings amongst us? Does he live in the community and is simply returning home from doing superhero stuff in secret? It's hard to say, but this whole thing is just bizarre and weird. What do you make of it? Ever witnessed land pulling off some bizarre moves like this? It's almost like watching a whale breach the ocean's surface for a gulp of air, but on dry land. So what's the scoop here? Could there be some elusive creature lurking beneath the earth trying to break free? Now hold your sea monsters and giant earthworms, because as thrilling as that would be, or terrifying depending on your perspective, that's not exactly the deal here. In reality, we're in the land of mystery. No one can say for sure what's causing this jaw-dropping phenomenon. Some folks toss out the idea that it might be the Earth's tectonic plates getting restless and shifting, causing this peculiar rise. Others have a different take, suggesting that perhaps gas is making a sneaky escape from the depths, creating these unusual land surges. They even point to the bubbles in the water as evidence. But here's the kicker. While these theories might sound pretty sensible, they're still in the yet-to-be-proven camp. So don't pack up your monster hunting gear just yet. Could there be a colossal creature on the move beneath the soil? Who knows? Or maybe I'm just being a tad too jittery. If you've got some wild guesses or a solid hypothesis, drop them in the comment section below. In this mesmerizing sky footage, against the backdrop of a serene blue sky and elegant clouds, an unusual phenomena unfolds. We see the clouds move in a rather unorthodox manner, which leaves all who witnessed it with lots of questions. It's almost as though the clouds become sentient. Before you entertain all sorts of thoughts, allow me to say, don't be alarmed. What you're seeing could be a fascinating weather phenomenon called the crown flash. Now, let me break it down. Sunlight passes through small ice crystals above a cumulonimbus cloud. These crystals align with the cloud's electric field. When lightning strikes the cloud, it reorients the ice crystals, resulting in the unique and surreal crown flash effect. Almost like the clouds made their disco light show. But is that what's happening here? Well, I think I'll let you decide on that. On Christmas morning, a family gathered around the Christmas tree to unravel their gifts. This little girl was so excited and jumping up and down when she realized that she'd been gifted a miniature Minnie Mouse couch. As she was screaming with joy, someone was filming the whole thing, probably having in mind to document this happy family time. However, as the family revisits the footage to relive the joyous occasion, an unsettling revelation surfaces. The eyes of the Minnie Mouse on the couch, seemingly innocuous at first, appear to blink. Could it be a mischievous spirit, or perhaps a holiday prank from a mischievous elf that brought Minnie Mouse to life for a brief and eerie moment? It's hard to put a finger on it, but you have also seen the footage. What do you think is happening here? Now let's step into the realm of the unknown with a piece of footage from Mexico that's left folks scratching their heads. It started with a curious Facebook user sharing the video playing on your screen. It showcased a rather peculiar sight in the night sky. What we see here is a strangely shaped light bathed in an orange hue gently pulsing in the darkness. It's the kind of sight that instantly piques your curiosity. The best part? No one has managed to conjure up a reasonable explanation for what this enigmatic light might be. But wait, the intrigue doesn't stop there. In a truly jaw-dropping twist, this singular light seems to pull off a cloning act, duplicating itself in the sky. Yes, you heard that right. It's as if it's saying, one mystery light is not enough. Let's add another. What could this be? Could it be some sort of alien structure hovering above, or perhaps an as-yet unexplained natural phenomenon? The enigmas of Trailcam photography, always ready to present us with a puzzle. In this intriguing image, taken by a trusty Trailcam, we're faced with something truly mysterious, something that defies easy description. At first glance, it's a structure or creature that's rather hard to pin down. The upper part, which we might speculate is the head, resembles something like the head of a small creature, like a squirrel, but then again it could pass for a nest. Its lower section looks like a tangle of tree branches and twigs. Now the question is, what on earth could this be? Is it some peculiar plant growth in the woods? Did someone set it up? If so, for what purpose? Or could it perhaps be a tree monster straight out of folklore? The truth is, we don't know, and neither does the one whose Trailcam took the footage. Here's the real mystery, though. Whatever this is, when the one whose trail cam took the pictures returned to the location, it wasn't there. This leaves us with a mystery that might remain unsolved, leaving us with a sense of wonder and curiosity. A puzzling video emerges on Instagram, drawing the gaze of intrigued onlookers. In the footage, a strange dark object is seen cruising through the sky. As it moves, something even stranger appears from the opposite direction, a glowing orb. But the orb moves faster than the dark object. As the radiant orb and the dark object come together, an incredible transformation unfolds. The dark entity seems to be swallowed by the glowing sphere, making the sphere bigger and glow brighter. The now glowing orb appears to shrink as it continues its journey forward until, poof, it vanishes. Can someone explain what we just saw? You don't need to be a scientist to know this isn't natural, but that doesn't automatically mean you know what it could be. This is so unbelievable that many have called the footage fake. What do you also think? There are stories of how animals used to be double or triple their size now in ancient times. Fossil records reveal the existence of colossal creatures like the megalodon shark and prehistoric mammals. The reduction in the size of modern animals has been linked to several factors such as environmental changes, adaptations, and evolutionary processes. But this footage right here might be proof that there are still some creatures who might have skipped evolution and other factors. In the video, someone finds a massive crab claw. Now, to give you a sense of scale, when the person put their hand next to it, the claw is more than 3 times the size of their hand. As fascinating as this may seem, it's quite alarming. If a crab claw is this size, then the whole creature must be the size of a boat or, dare I say, a ship. I mean, if this is real, then you can't help but wonder what other giant creatures could there be out there. We haven't even wrapped our heads around the idea of Bigfoot being real. Then this, a giant crab? What's next, a kraken? Take a look at what some believe to be the North American great ape. This footage was captured in a lush green forest. In the forest stands a tall ape-like creature with brown fur and an angry expression, charging towards something that has clearly provoked it. It appears to be stumbling, mouth wide open, as if anticipating a moment of violence and perhaps secretly wishing for a supernatural escape. It's hard to tell what was going through its mind, but that's one big ape with surprisingly human features. What's more, it's moving like a human would. I don't know about you, but I'm leaning toward the possibility of this being a Bigfoot. What thinkest thou? Speaking of Bigfoot, this next camera recording was taken amidst a dense forest, capturing quite an interesting scene. At first, we see a large creature moving slowly through the woods, but as it draws nearer, it suddenly breaks into a brisk sprint. Now, the big question here is, could this be a Bigfoot? If so, why is it charging toward the one filming? This behavior is quite different from the typical Bigfoot sightings where it's often seen just standing or strolling about. It's a unique twist that's piqued the interest of all who follow Bigfoot lore. But there's another layer to this story. The vibe in the video, it's not just the creature's unusual behavior that stands out, but also the atmosphere, which seems a bit tense and unsettling. This brings up a concern we often have with these kinds of videos. Is the person who filmed it okay? There's not a lot of information beyond his filming, but you have to wonder, did the Bigfoot attack? Was he hurt? What exactly happened? We're not privy to the information, but you can't deny that the video carries a sense of unease, adding another layer of intrigue to the whole mystery. In a bizarre and unexplained event caught on video, a cat steals the spotlight by seemingly defying the laws of physics. The feline casually walks through a solid wall, leaving viewers puzzled and prompting questions of reality. This anomaly sparks speculation among those who witnessed the footage, prompting a range of theories from glitches in the recording to the presence of a ghostly or supernatural entity. The ghostly aspect is particularly intriguing, suggesting the possibility of an otherworldly creature or a supernatural phenomenon manifesting in the form of a cat. But like all of this strange footage we come across, you never really know. The mysteries of the natural world never cease to amaze. In this intriguing footage, a strange creature is seen moving on a rock. Initially, I thought it was a fish, but as the camera moved closer, it appeared that I had no idea what this creature was. It is orange in color and long. It has hair on its body and tiny legs that move like centipedes. Could it be a new species, perhaps an undiscovered life form, or a visitor from the depths of the unknown, here to perplex and intrigue? Share your thoughts on this. Now here's another tale of peculiar woodland encounters. A family decided to have a nice outing in the woods. Just some quality time in nature. But as often happens in such settings, they stumble upon something they didn't anticipate. Out there, in the distance, they spotted a rather intriguing sight. A cryptid. This creature has dark fur and was strolling around on two legs. Now, if you ever heard about Bigfoot, this might ring a bell because it shares a few similarities. Naturally, the family didn't stick around to exchange pleasantries. Nope, they hightailed it out of there, and honestly, who can blame them? Next, we have footage from a TikTok user who claims to have a pretty wild encounter with what they believe was a Yeti. Now, if you're not familiar, Yetis are like the snowy cousins of Bigfoots, often associated with the remote corners of Asia and sporting that signature snow-white fur. Let's take a look. Our brave adventurer and his friend decided to take a little nighttime foray into the woods. The kind of thing you do when you're up for a bit of mystery. As they're poking around in the dark, they suddenly hear this strange and eerie noise that sends shivers down their spines. Naturally, they swing their camera in the direction of the sound, ready for a good old investigation. What they find in the glow of their camera's light is pretty darn mysterious. There's this creature, and its face seems to have the kind of fur you'd associate with a Yeti. But here's the kicker. The rest of the creature's features are lost in the darkness. It's like they're playing a game of hide-and-seek with the shadows. Now, as you'd expect, once this mysterious critter realizes it's been discovered, it pulls a vanishing act and melts back into the night. So here's the million-dollar question. Did this fearless duo truly cross paths with a real-life Yeti that night, or are they simply misleading us? Share your thoughts. Guess what the sea tossed our way this time? Brace yourself for this epic capture from Russia. These men stumbled upon a colossal crab that made them question life. I mean, we're talking about a crab so massive it could probably serve a seafood feast for the entire neighborhood. The crab is black with spikes all over its legs. Seeing this even on screen made my heart sink. Are we dealing with some mutant crab species, or are there mad scientists concocting supersized creatures in a secret underwater lab? While I want to believe it's one of these, there's also the probability of it not being real. I mean, how else do you explain the crab not attacking despite them being so clean? Humans have been on Earth for thousands of years, yet there are still some things that we cannot explain and have not figured out yet. Our next footage is one of those. A man observed a ball resembling a flame descending from the sky with a fiery tail trailing behind it. What could it possibly be? The potential explanations are as vast as the night sky. It might be a meteor performing its fiery swan song as it streaks through Earth's atmosphere. Alternatively, it could be a stray piece of space debris opting for a spectacular light displayed during its descent. Now, while scientists might have a field day speculating about its celestial origins, for the rest of us, it's a gentle reminder that, despite our technological prowess, the universe still has a few tricks up its sleeve that leaves us in a marvel. Before you watch the next clip, could you please hit the like button, subscribe, and even drop a comment if you haven't already? It goes a long way to make it possible to create more videos for you. Thank you for doing so. Moving back to the day's episode. No, that's not a real-life dragon, and no, it's not a genetically modified creature either. Yes, it's real. It's called a flying lizard. Flying lizards, also called dracos or gliding lizards, belong to the agamid lizard family in the animal kingdom. They're capable of gliding flight using membranes known as patagia, which are created by an enlarged set of ribs. They are arboreal insectivores and highly territorial. They typically claim one or a few trees as their home, fiercely guarded by their males. They're known to live in tropical rainforests. Found across Southeast Asia and southern India, these creatures are fairly common in forests, areca gardens, teak plantations, and shrub jungles, and are nearly never found lingering on the forest floor. So as much as I'd want to tell you something dangerous is happening here, that creature doesn't pose a threat to anyone if you leave it alone. Relax, the dragons aren't here yet. Do you believe in angels? Well, if you didn't, this next footage will challenge your beliefs. This video was supposedly recorded on a surveillance camera in China. The footage captures cars on the road during what appears to be an ordinary evening. As ordinary as the footage starts, something extraordinary occurs. If you pay attention, you'll see a big white truck heading towards a person crossing the road. The truck driver doesn't notice, but just before he runs over the individual running on the bike, something supernatural happens. And it happens so fast that I'm sure not many noticed it. Just before the bike was run over by the truck driver, a human, or at least I think it's a human with supernatural abilities, moves in with the speed of light, grabs the man, and seemingly teleports to the other side. The rescued man is as equally confused as we are. The rescuer is kind enough to make sure the man is safe before leaving. Is this proof of superheroes living amongst us? Many who have seen this footage think so. Others think it might be an angel. What about you? What do you think? Also, have you seen, experienced, or heard such an encounter? Care to share? If you wanted proof that the government knows about zombies and is experimenting with them, then this footage is the one for you.
That's another thing. You don't want wild animals eating this stuff.
No, it's seldom they turn to zombies because it's supposed to be a human strain, I guess. But
Yeah, it's more of the zombies carrying it, or more of the animals carrying it to another person, biting a person, kind of like rabies, but...
If this is to be believed, and if this is true, then we certainly have a zombie apocalypse on our hands. What do you think about what the specialist said? Is this footage real, or is it just a couple of military men making fun of those of us who believe in zombies? Share your thoughts in the comments section. And with that, we end today's episode. Thanks for staying with us. Before you go, are there popular trail cams out there you want us to take a look at? Please tell us in the comments section as we'll be reading. You can also send us a mail of strange and unexplainable videos you may have recorded yourself. Just forward them to classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll upload it in our next episode and give you the credit, unless you want to remain anonymous. We look forward to receiving your content. Like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to share the video with friends and family. See you in the next one. Animals have their natural habitats, so it's sometimes curious to see them in places where they're not supposed to be. In this footage, for instance, taking in a sewer pipe, an unexpected creature was spotted nestled in the sewers. An alligator. Alligators are known to live in fresh water, swamps, marshes, or lakes, so how did it make their way into the sewer? At first glance, you might think this gator took a wrong turn at the swamp, but considering its size, it likely got swept into the sewers during some wild water escapade. Imagine taking an evening stroll to unwind after a long day's work. Suddenly you feel eyes on you, prompting you to look around to ensure you're not imagining things. That's exactly what you see in the clip you're watching. The video clip was captured by a man, as evident from the voice we hear. It was taken in the dead of night, making it challenging to determine his exact location while recording. In the midst of this, a pair of glowing eyes can be seen in the far distance, staring right back at him. I can't help but wonder what creature they belong to and what this creature might be planning. It appears to be patient, waiting for the man to slip up so it could launch a sneak attack. Thankfully, the man remained alert the whole time and made it to safety. But you have to wonder, what was that creature? Is it an apex predator in the woods the man was exploring? Or could the man have encountered a supernatural being and been merely lucky to have made it out alive? Share your thoughts with us. If you've experienced something similar, don't forget to let us know as well. If you still haven't hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment, could you do it now? Thank you very much. It means a lot and allows us to create more content like this. A truck driver is on the road when suddenly he starts to feel very uncomfortable. Did he hit something, perhaps a stray dog or some object on the road? Concerned, he parks his truck and checks his rearview mirror, then looks behind the vehicle. Initially, there's nothing unusual to be seen, just an empty road behind him. It's as if his initial concern was unfounded. However, that nagging feeling persists, so he decides to give it another look. This time, as he reviews the footage from his dashcam, he spots something rather peculiar. There's an entity of some sort captured behind his car in the dashcam's recording, but when he physically turns around to see, there's absolutely nothing there. It's like a digital ghost, an image that exists on screen but not in the real world. The sheer oddity of the situation leaves the driver with a sense of bewilderment. Was it a technological glitch, perhaps something with the camera or the recording process? Or could it be something more mysterious, something that defies easy explanation? Without waiting to find out, he bolts out of this place, and I can see myself doing the same if I were him. It's been a while since we've had this, but thought it might be the best time to have it returned. This is the bonus segment where you get to tell me what it is that we're dealing with. Once you believe you have an answer, just type it in the comments section and we'll send a shout out to whoever has the first right answer. So, what is this? If you know the answer, you know what to do. Start your answer with the word bonus so we can easily find it. Tell us what the creature is and why it looks the way it looks in the capture. All the best. In this footage, we can see 2 raccoons on the ground and a deer floating in the air. Seems the camera captured the image at the right time. What do you think was happening when this photo was taken? Could it be a secret woodland talent show where the deer is auditioning for a role in Santa's sleigh, aiming to be the next Rudolph? Or perhaps it's just a classic case of a levitating deer casually showcasing its supernatural powers to a pair of bewildered raccoons. Now, before we dive into the realms of conspiracy theories or animal shenanigans, let's have a little fun. Drop your wild and whimsical interpretations in the comments below. Next, we have footage that might blow your mind, and it's no exaggeration. Let's watch. In this video clip, the trail camera is positioned next to a tree covered in green growth. But the beauty of the forest isn't our focus today. Instead, it's this strange figure that emerges from nowhere and appears to be walking toward the camera. Although it's not fully visible, we could discern that it's black in appearance, possibly 9 or more feet high, and with fur that's as black as night. Could it be? No, that's the wrong thing to say. The right thing is, that's surely a Bigfoot, and this Bigfoot is big. Once it comes into full view, we can see its beautifully tousled hair and massive physique as it confidently makes its way down the trail. Although we've reviewed a lot of Bigfoot footage, this is the first time we've seen one with a physique like this. His includes taking into account its fur, height, and physique. You gotta wonder, why is this one so different? Is it because it's a never-before-seen variation of the species, or simply because the whole thing is a hoax? I believe this one is authentic, but what say you? And for our final clip of the day, we thought we'd leave you with something fascinating. Ready? Enjoy. This fascinating piece of footage is from Uganda and was taken back in 2018. The video brought to light a truly remarkable sight, a massive cow with not one, not two, but three enormous horns perched atop its head. It's the kind of thing that might remind you of a creature from a fantasy movie, something right out of a fairy tale. But here's the catch. This isn't a fictional creation. These cows are indeed a real species found in Uganda, known for growing exceptionally large and thick horns like the one in the video. This particular cow with its trio of horns is something of a rarity, a unique individual among its bovine peers. Just take a moment to appreciate the sheer size of this magnificent creature. It's a testament to the diversity and wonder of the animal kingdom. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. If you have any Trailcam footage you'd like the rest of the world to see, please send it over to us at classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. Don't be shy and don't think it's crazy. We'll help you make sense of even the most bizarre of captures. What's more, we'll give you the credit unless you want to remain anonymous. What are you waiting for? Send it in. And whatever you do, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as it helps us out a ton. See you in the next one. If aliens were among us, I believe they would be hiding among us or camouflaged somewhere like the skies, and this footage right here is why I'm so sure of this theory. Someone filmed a rather odd cloud floating rather closer to the Earth than the other clouds. It looked much darker than the other clouds and moved at a very fast pace. Upon zooming in, the cloud appears to be connected to some kind of machine. I'm pretty sure that this is some type of alien spy tech, but they don't seem to be doing a good job hiding it because the clouds look so uncloudy. You might want to hold on to your adventure hats because it seems the sewers have become the newest chapter in the book of strange sightings. The YouTube crew embarked on a sewer expedition, but ended up coming across a creature straight out of the Mesozoic era. The sewer-dwelling enigma zips by, revealing itself as a creature that wouldn't be out of place in a dinosaur documentary. Are we witnessing a secret society of urban dinosaurs, or did a time-traveling T-Rex take a wrong turn and end up in the wrong millennium? Although we may never have the answer to this, my money is on the first. What about you? Next, we have footage that we're still trying to wrap our heads around. This TikTok motorbiker who films his adventures on his bike through the woodlands was on one of his adventures when he realized that he was actually lost. After riding around trying to find his way out without much success, he stops to try and reach a friend, but without much luck. As he stood there wondering what to do, he heard hisses coming from the bushes. He quickly turns around trying to find the creature. Whatever it is, it appears to be making really good use of the camouflage the plants make possible. The uploader of the footage indicated where the creature was standing with the arrow you see on your screen. But try as we may, we couldn't see the creature. Can you? If so, what creature are we dealing with? Could it be a bear or wolf of some kind? Or perhaps a cryptid? It's a Bigfoot, isn't it? Please do share what you see. Ah, the mysteries of trail cameras, always ready to capture the unexpected. In this particular image, nestled among the trees, there's something truly intriguing. It's a creature, no doubt, and it appears to be rather massive, covered in a copious amount of fur. Now, the first thought that might cross your mind is a bear. They're known to frequent wooded areas, but there's something peculiar about the way this creature stands. It's almost upright, which is unusual for a bear. They do stand on their hind legs occasionally, but not quite like this. So here's the intriguing part. Could this be a Bigfoot? You know, the legendary figure often associated with large, hairy, human-like beings said to roam the wilderness. A part of me thinks so, but you look at the image again and you realize it's more a man than it is Bigfoot, especially when you take a critical look at its face. Is there another cryptid out there like this, or am I merely overthinking stuff? Buckle up for this next one as we journey into the realms of the extraterrestrial, because we got another UFO tale to unpack. The footage introduces us to a car cruising along with something mysterious covered in black polythene on top of it. While the rational mind may suggest that the mysterious cargo could be an ordinary object or perhaps a toy or some machinery, the allure of the unknown persists. A toy won't have such an entourage, and you have to agree that the mysterious cargo looks suspiciously like a saucer. But then again, why would the government transport a saucer via road in such a package when they know people can easily pick it up? That doesn't add up, which makes the whole thing a tad mysterious and confusing. Many keep trying to say what they think it might be, but no one can say for sure what it really is. So what's your take on this out-of-this-world encounter? Are we witnessing a close encounter of the playful kind, a cosmic joyride, or just a top-secret delivery from the intergalactic toy emporium? Feel free to let your imagination soar and share your best wild theories. After a short break from the big guy, it sounds like we've got another chapter in the ongoing saga of Bigfoot sightings. In a recent encounter, a group of friends found themselves driving through the night near a wooded area. All was going smoothly until their car's headlights unveiled a mysterious figure concealed among the trees. The creature in question matched the classic descriptions of a Bigfoot, towering at a height of 7 to 8 feet, covered in thick black fur, and possessing robust arms wrapped around a substantial tree, a distinctive hallmark of these mysterious beings. Despite being noticed by the occupants of the car, the creature appeared nonchalant, sparing them only a casual glance or two before maintaining its stance in the shadows of the night. Do you think this is a genuine encounter with the creature of myth and legend, or perhaps just a hairy wanderer minding its own business? You start watching this video and at first you only see one person on the camera. In the background, in the darkness, you spot some freaky stuff going on. Objects seem to be floating in the air and it's enough to give you goosebumps. But wait, when you take a closer look, you realize these things are actually dolls of different skin colors hanging by a thread. There's one with dark skin and the others are white. Creepy, right? If you followed this channel, you know that sometimes the spirits of demons are trapped in dolls like this and left out the way you were seeing. Could this whole area be made up of dolls with demons trapped in them? It's hard to tell. Even the one filming doesn't know what's happening, but he does state that there was an eerie presence. He even felt one of those dolls tell him to leave. When it got overwhelming, he left to return with someone else to investigate another time. What do you think of the whole thing? Would you explore an area like this, or would you avoid it like the plague? Because, well, I know I would. Now let's take a look at some rather bizarre footage from India. In this clip, there was a mysterious woman perched atop a tree, and the whole situation is nothing short of perplexing. No one seems to know who she is or how she managed to get up there. What even makes it more intriguing is the fact that the branches of the tree look rather feeble, clearly not designed to hold a person's weight. Yet there she stands without a bother or care in the world. If that doesn't bother you, it doesn't bother me and the locals who live there. In what isn't an isolated incident, there's another piece of footage showing her in a similar tree-bound situation. According to the neighbors, she's something of a regular presence in the area. She spends long hours dancing and praying on these trees, usually in the mornings. But who could this woman possibly be? Is she some kind of deity, a mystical figure, or perhaps someone with unique powers? Well, the truth remains elusive, and it's yet another reminder that our world is filled with mysteries that defy easy explanations. In this next footage, originating from a temple in India, a unique and seemingly unconventional ritual unfolds, leaving observers both fascinating and bewildered. The worshippers engage in a practice that involves rolling on the ground until reaching a specific hole. Once at the hole, they proceed to put their heads inside and contort their bodies in a manner. This leaves us wondering if this form of worship was a sacred practice specific to this temple, or perhaps a ritual with deeper spiritual significance for those there. While it may look bizarre to outsiders like us, there's the possibility that it holds some profound meaning, driving all the participants involved to do so. In this next footage, an unseen observer behind the camera captures a scene that, if genuine, prompts unsettling inquiries about government actions and the possible concealment of extraterrestrial technology. In the video, we can see what looks like a saucer being moved to somewhere unknown. In an age marked by ongoing speculation about encounters with aliens, the image of a saucer-shaped craft being transported adds fuel to the enduring discussion on government secrecy and further deepens the mystery, raising questions about the extent of the government's knowledge and its role in keeping such information under wraps. As much as I'd love to believe the government was truly transporting a saucer, even I know that they won't transport such a thing publicly and in broad daylight. This has to be some of the worst thought-out fakes we've ever come across, don't you think? If you haven't already hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment so far, could you please do so now? It goes a long way to help us make more videos like this for you. Thank you so much. Now back to today's episode. Our next clip was taken by a security camera which may have captured two crimes. Take a look. So here's the deal. The security camera picked up a man strolling away with a child who was throwing a pretty serious tantrum. Meanwhile, approaching from the other direction was a woman holding a bag. As she gets closer, things took a bit of an unexpected turn. You see, the handle of her bag slipped and its contents spilled right onto the ground. Now here's where it gets interesting. The color of the footage gives everything a rather suspicious tint. You might even think there's blood on the ground, and that strange man with the upset child, well, he starts to look like he could be up to no good, possibly involved in some sort of kidnapping, right? In fact, all who saw the footage thought the same thing. But here's where it takes a twist. After some investigation in the neighborhood, it turns out that things are not what they seem. That man, he's the child's father, and the tantrum, just a case of a little one having a tough day. And as for the lady with the bag, she's not a serial killer. No, she was simply carrying some oil that accidentally spilled. So don't worry, no crimes were committed here. It's a good reminder that appearances can sometimes be quite deceiving, and what we initially see on security cameras might not always be the full story. Everyone experiences an unexpected change in plans from time to time, but I'm not sure the farmer in the next footage ever anticipated experiencing what I'm about to show you. This farmer in India headed out of his farm not expecting anything out of the ordinary. He was, however, met with the sudden disappearance of one of his goats, which he went on a quest to find. But what he stumbled upon is nothing short of a wild scene. There, on his property, he comes face to face with a massive, bloated python slithering along in all its serpentine glory. It seems that the mystery of the missing goat is being solved in the most surprising way possible. Now, confronted with a situation that's clearly out of his hands, the farmer takes the wise course of action. He decides to call in the experts, in this case animal control, to come and handle the python. After all, dealing with a creature of that size and nature isn't something one can tackle alone. Humans often think that they're very creative and have a better understanding of everything, but this footage might just humble you. Here we have an animal on a table. My question is, what animal do you think that is? I know someone will say it's an absurd question because it's obvious we're looking at a dog, but wait until the creature moves. See? I got you. That was a white cat. It just had some dark spots on its back that made it look like the head of a dog when lying down. I bet this cat could be lying down among dogs and they would not even notice. This is like the premium version of a body makeover. A chameleon could never. Next, we bring you something from the mysterious of the deep blue. So you've got this intriguing footage from the ocean. And what's the star of the show? A creature that looks like a snake gracefully slithering through the waters. Now, the ocean has a knack for throwing us curveballs, and this seems like one for the marine cryptid collection. As for what kind of sea monster this might be, it's a bit like playing detective with only a few puzzle pieces. Could it be a rare and exclusive sea serpent making an appearance, or perhaps a new species yet to be officially discovered showing off its underwater acrobatics? It's hard to say because I'm not a marine wildlife expert, but I bet that whatever this is, it's something I wouldn't want to be playing around with. That's not a tornado. Nope, not at all. Would you believe me if I told you that what you're seeing is more or less a whirlwind of mosquitoes somehow darkening the sky with their movement? Sounds crazy, huh? According to Julius, however, this isn't impossible, and looking at the sheer magnitude of the swarm, it's definitely something to be worried about. This was taken not far from the Mother River and begs an intervention from the government. This apparently happened because the Mother River's water level was rising, and the river had become a breeding ground for the mosquitoes. Somehow, that led to what you're seeing on the screen. You don't need to be a health professional to know it creates a higher risk of disease like malaria and dengue. Despite the panic and apprehension, a sight of thousands, no, millions of mosquitoes is an insight into nature and how powerful it is, don't you think? Kindly hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Doing so lets you stay updated and allows us to create more videos like this for you. Thank you for doing so. Now let's continue with the day's episode.
It's the world we live in now.
Have you seen the Apple Vision going around? I mean, it's such a cool invention, but then it's becoming too much. This man is playing basketball with the device on and he seems to be arguing with the air. He seems pretty aggressive just by himself, standing up to someone who isn't even there. Looks like we're losing touch with reality. What are your thoughts on getting an Apple Vision? Do you find yourself embracing the blend of technology and reality, or are you a tad cautious about potential consequences?
Game time, you crash, bro. That's
crazy.
game.
Hey, homie.
That's game, fam.
Hey, my man.
Game.
Hey, my man. Who won? Who won, man?
Me.
The era of AI has brought numerous possibilities, yet it also sparks contemplation about the fine line between the virtual and the real. What's your stance on this advancing tech frontier? This next tale takes us deep into the heart of the unknown. While camping in the woods, a man began to hear strange noises and decided to investigate. He set up trail cameras in the area, hoping to capture whatever was making the noise. When he retrieved the Trailcam device, he was shocked at what he saw. There, roaming in the woods, was this strange creature. It's a humanoid creature with a face that almost looks like a skeleton. The posture of the creature was like the zombies from The Walking Dead. Some members of the paranormal community believe that this could be a skinwalker, while others suggested that it is a zombie. But it could also just be a person in a costume playing a prank. Given the limited visibility, we can only speculate. As to what this creature is, we cannot say for sure. Can you? It seems that humans cannot have a peaceful moment of fun without something strange popping up, and I'm sure the owner of the footage could not agree more. A family went out into the woods to have some fun in the outdoors. While they were all letting loose and having fun, they spotted an uninvited guest in the woods staring at them. When the intruder noticed it had been found out, it began to crawl toward them aggressively. At first, they thought it was a wild animal, but when the creature began to move, to their horror, the creature looked unlike any creature they had ever seen. People who saw the footage say it could be a dogman. What are your thoughts? Here we have another strange creature that was captured on cam, but this time it was not in the sky, but the Earth's waters. The strange creature was captured from a distance in the ocean. The creature appears to jump and dive into the water as it moves. As the footage gets closer, a four-legged creature comes into view. It has shorter front legs and a long tail, and doesn't quite look like the usual fishy thing. What could this creature be? A new sea animal? An unknown resident of the deep, or maybe something completely different. Some skeptics seem to believe that this is fake footage. Julius, our resident genius and scientist, however, thinks it's real. He thinks it's actually a bird caught in fishing gear. When you take a second look, you realize he may be right. I personally do think he's right. What about you? On a tranquil seashore, a man with his two dogs leisurely strolling along the sands. Suddenly, a surprise guest emerges, a swordfish making a rare appearance close to the shore.
Ooh, 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 ooh! Get the dogs out! Get the dogs away! Get the dog back! Get back, Charlotte! Charlotte! Get back!
Now here's where the plot takes an unexpected turn. The swordfish exhibits peculiar behavior, swimming away from the shore only to circle back toward land. It's not typical for swordfish to come so close to the shore, and it's even more unusual for one to return just a few seconds after visiting. There could be various reasons behind this unusual behavior, and one possible explanation is that the swordfish might be disorientated or distressed, prompting it to approach the shore in search of assistance. Larger marine animals sometimes display odd behaviors when they're in distress or facing health issues. On occasion, they may approach humans or vessels, possibly hoping for help or relief from whatever is affecting them. That could be the case in this situation, or did this big guy just lose his way in the ocean? Believe me when I say the guys over Motherwell, Scotland certainly know how to put on a show. This footage showcases a luminous spectacle resembling a sparkly object dancing in the night sky, leaving a trail of light in its wake, but it leaves behind the question, what could it be? Some suggest the possibility of fireworks, known for their shimmering and sparkling effects. Others also suggest extraterrestrial involvement, attributing the spectacle to the work of aliens. The idea of an otherworldly presence often arises when explained phenomena occur, so that's not surprising. On a more whimsical note, some have entertained the notion of a fairy or a human-sized Tinkerbell enchantingly gracing the night sky with a magical performance. While this remains the most bizarre of theories, if we have giant crabs, then this theory could very much be true, don't you think? Takes us to the aftermath of a heavy snowstorm in Europe in 2014, where a man walking his dog stumbled upon a bizarre sight in a frozen pond. In the middle of the icy expanse, there's a peculiar sight. A hole that seems to be breathing, with water rhythmically flowing in and out of some strange tentacle-like creature-looking thing moving around the hole. And to make it worse, there was a reddish fluid in the center also moving as the hole pulsated. This enigmatic occurrence sparked various interpretations and speculations. Some suggested that it could be a natural process, proposing that the red color might be attributed to mineral deposits, possibly iron. Others proposed more fantastical explanations, such as the idea of lava breaching from below, causing a slow pulsating effect that melted the ice in the pond. But that doesn't explain those tentacle-looking things in the water. That's where our next theory comes in. Some say this could be the rare water sarlacc. But that's quite the pill to swallow. Having seen it yourself, what do you think this could be? An ordinary and natural process, a geothermal display, or the icy lair of the mythical water sarlacc? You might want to hold on to your thoughts on technological advancement because we've got a glimpse into the future of airport check-ins with this next clip that's both awe-inspiring and very questionable.
Doing all biometrics now. Check it out. Welcome to 1984.
Willing and able to assist? Thank you.
On the blue dot.
Folks, have your passports out this time. Passports out, please. Thank you, Nicholas.
A man recorded this video in the Houston airport, revealing what, according to him, might be the future of airport check-ins. The new system relies on biometrics, where you stand in a designated spot, and the screen scans your face, eliminating the need for traditional boarding passes. The rapid integration of biometrics in airport procedures is a good thing, but that means the tech is making bolder steps into our daily lives. Soon AI will be able to read a human inside and out and track our every move. The talks of alien existence did not start recently. No, it's believed to have been going on for millennia. This footage is said to have been taken back in 1995 in Puerto Rico. Just look at this creature. Doesn't it give you an alien vibe? The creature is crouched on the ground with thick spikes in a long line from the top of its head to its spine. Its legs are bent and don't look like anything human. All who have seen it in the paranormal community think it's an alien, but there is also a significant number of individuals who think it's a hoax. Now, this footage, though it has been out for a long time, experts have not been able to confirm if it's real or fake. So what do you think? In the quiet night skies of Kentucky on December the 21st, 2023, an unsettling phenomenon unfolded. A face, complete with a nose, closed eyes, and a mouth, appears out of nowhere, startling the family that recorded the footage. The presence of the face was so pronounced, making the dogs a bit uneasy. Once this hit the internet, everyone was trying to explain what it could be. Some suggested it might be a Project Bluebeam, a theoretical conspiracy involving the projection of holographic images onto the sky to manipulate public perception. In the spirit of entertaining wild ideas, let's consider and accept this. I mean, are there other possibilities? While you might be tempted to say no, one stands out to me. The whole thing is a complete hoax. That might make me sound like a skeptic, but it's the gospel truth. My truth may, however, be different from yours, so let us know what you think of this face in the sky. Celebrities have always got to have security on them wherever they go for obvious reasons, but has the thought of a superhuman body ever crossed your mind? This footage is taken of the football legend Messi. Fans saw him and were gathering around to take pictures. At first, it looks like he's walking alone until out of nowhere, his bodyguard appears rushing toward him. Take a look at the footage again. Did you see that? It's like he just materialized out of nowhere. Is this a glitch in the Matrix, or is there a more logical explanation? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. It's been a while, but I thought we'd bring back the bonus segment this year. This is where you watch the footage and accurately describe what you think you're seeing. Now that the explanation is out of the way, what do you think this creature is? If you believe you know, simply write it down in the comment section. Start with the comment bonus, and then tell us what it is and why you think it's so. We pick out the best comment and feature it in our next episode. All the best. Just a quick reminder before the next clip comes, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed, could you do so right now? You wouldn't want me to send Mr. Bigfoot after you now, would you? I thought as much. Take a look at this. This farm is breeding these strange-looking creatures. Just look at their long necks. Some say that they're soft-necked shell turtles, but look at them closely. These creatures look nothing like the turtles we're used to seeing in mainstream media. A turtle owner shared that they have been raising a turtle since it was small as their thumb, and these creatures look nothing like it did while it was small. So what could they be? Some sort of hybrid creature? Any turtle lover or expert there to shed some light? Do you believe in exorcists? No? Well, take a look at this footage. A priest stands before a woman holding out a cross when he begins to pray for her. However, within moments, the atmosphere takes a chilling turn. The woman, seemingly possessed, rises and advances towards the priest. Efforts to restrain her prove futile, requiring the intervention of two men to hold her down while the priest continues his spiritual work. As the woman mutters strange words, an unsettling element creeps in. The gibberish spoken in a deeper tone, accompanied by an intense stare directed at the priest. Do you think this is real? Do you think it's a genuine case of otherworldly possession, or is it simply a staged performance? Kindly share your thoughts and experiences, if any, in the comments section. Venturing into the heart of the forest in the dead of night, an individual encounters an eerie revelation. A pair of glowing eyes appeared behind a tree, staring right at him. The eyes were red, and he believed it could be a rake or skinwalker. Undeterred by the ominous atmosphere and instinctual fear, the person made a bold choice to venture deeper into the woods, driven by the desire to unravel the mystery behind those glowing eyes. The unsettling encounter took an unexpected turn as the mysterious creature, sensing the man's presence, promptly retreated into the shadows. Come to think of it, if it was any of the creatures mentioned, would they have attacked the person or run, looking at how lost they were? This makes others think that the creature was probably a raccoon or that the whole thing was a hoax. Even Aaron, the skinwalker expert, shares this sentiment. What about you? In the calm stillness of the night, a luminous anomaly pierces the sky, an object resembling a luminous rocket ascending through the darkness. The questions start swirling. Is it a spacecraft launching into the great unknown? A meteor putting on a fiery show, or perhaps something else entirely? No one can say for sure, but what's your take on this glowing rocket in the night sky? A celestial event, a man-made wonder, or maybe a touch of cosmic magic? It looks like we're taking fashion to another new level. These men just made a bag out of literally nothing. Yes, nothing.
Wow.
They crafted the bag from an extraordinary material known as aerogel, a substance predominantly used by NASA in their satellites to capture stardust. But here's the interesting part. This substance is mostly made of air, meaning that 99% of the bag is air with a tiny bit of glass added to give it shape and substance. And the result is this odd-looking yet interesting bag that looks futuristic. This bag has become a symbol of cutting-edge design and technology, impressing both fashion lovers and inventors. Imagine carrying a bag made from the same stuff that used to catch stardust in space. This African YouTuber is known for posting videos of himself running through the lush wilderness. In this particular video, as he dashes through the bushes, an unexpected turn of events unfolds. A strange humanoid creature, pale with large black eyes, emerges from the forest, giving chase to the running YouTuber. Whether it's luck, speed, or both, the guy's running skills become his saving grace as he successfully outpaces this peculiar pursuer, escaping unharmed. The video leaves viewers with a lingering sense of the unknown and a flurry of questions about the nature of this mysterious forest entity. What's your take on this bush-bound encounter? A real encounter with the unexplained, or perhaps a well-crafted piece of digital mystique? I know you're waiting for the next clip, but my new friend Bigfoot asked me to ask you if you liked and subscribed. If you haven't, please do so now. Imagine you set up a trail cam in the woods to capture, say, deer, cougars, or whatever it is you're into. You review the captures from the trail cam only to see it only had pictures of a creature that looked like this. Tell me you see it. A weird-looking humanoid in what appears to be a suit. If this were near the city or a town, you could say perhaps someone wandered into the woods. But what if we told you this was captured deep in the woods where no humans lived? Do I have your attention now? This is one bit of footage that sends shivers down the spine. While we often tell ourselves curiosity kills the cat and live in the moment, understanding this footage is something we must do. The figure in the footage dons a long-sleeved shirt with buttons, although the original color remains unknown. I mean, we could speculate, but it won't be accurate. The shirt is opened all the way down. What's truly unsettling is the appearance of its hand. Though it appears blurry, it seems to be holding onto the rock. Either that or the hand is deformed, and what's more, it's got blood stains over its fingers. To the explorers on this channel, does this make you think twice about venturing into the unknown? But you have to wonder, what exactly are we dealing with? With many possibilities popping up in my head, I can only pass the baton down to you. What do you think this is? Our next footage features a desolate slump with its waterlogged terrain and oddly shaped leafless trees. I don't know if you feel it too, but there's an eerie feeling emanating from the place that suggests it's not one that's often visited. I'm not sure if the one filming is on a quest to capture otherworldly creatures, but he doesn't hesitate to film when he spots a figure in the woods ahead. The creature doesn't even notice him until a few seconds after he had started causing it to react abruptly, and it tries to hide. This mysterious figure bears a striking resemblance to a black and furry Sasquatch. It seems to be in a secluded corner of the woods going about its day, possibly relishing the screams of an unseen creature in the video. Some members of the paranormal community are convinced it's a Sasquatch. Others think it might be a skunk ape. What do you think? A hiker taking a break in the peaceful woods suddenly notices a figure emerging from the forest depths. The creature, covered in dark fur, moves gracefully toward where the hiker is heading. Despite feeling a mix of awe and nervousness, the hiker zooms in on the distant figure, capturing the moment with a blend of excitement and disbelief. The creature, tall and covered in dark fur, grabs the hiker's interest as it nears the spring for a drink of water. Its imposing height, estimated at 8 to 9 feet, brings to mind the legendary Sasquatch. Aaron thinks this is the real deal, and I can see why, but Julius thinks otherwise. What do you think? Take a look at this footage. It was taken for a telescope. Someone was observing the moon when they saw this. It's a craft that was flying across the surface of the moon, and it appears to have been moving pretty fast. With technology getting better, regular people with telescopes and cameras can now see amazing things happening in space. Before, only big observatories could do this, but now anyone can join in, opening up a whole new era of space discovery. There are, however, some who think that seeing so much might push us to learn more about the universe. Others think it might lead to the birth of new conspiracies and inaccuracies. What do you think? Oh dear, it seems we've stumbled upon a rather peculiar situation in the world of trail cams. We have two crocs, or perhaps alligators, swimming near a trail cam. Now, you must be wondering why I'm laughing, but, well, it's actually simple. I'm kind of expected to be corrected and given a lesson on the differences between a croc and an alligator. This community never lets my mistakes slide, and I love you guys for it. It's motivated me to do a little more research before putting these videos out there. Either way, back to the video. It appears that our reptilian friends have decided to make the camera their guardian and protector of their territory. Now, I must say, I'm not quite sure how the brave soul who set up this camera is planning to retrieve it. It might involve a bit of negotiation with our cold-blooded comrades, or perhaps a carefully devised strategy to outsmart them. In any case, it's a reminder that nature often has its plans, a true testament to the unpredictability and wonder of the great outdoors. Despite the dangers of recovery, you must agree that this is one fine bit of footage. God bless whoever captured it. This next capture may not be capturing an escaped inmate, but it does capture something surreal. Take a look. What do you think we're looking at here? Some kind of ape-like creature? I mean, I know we can only see a part of the creature because the image was captured around the time it was passing behind a tree. Despite this, however, we can still see one of its legs sticking out, and it appears to have an almost human-like stride. Now, when it comes to identifying this enigmatic creature, the possibilities are as diverse as the wildlife itself. At a point, some members of the team assumed it could be a mischievous monkey or even a curious bear. Looking at it, however, the creature appears to have a human-like gait. A subscriber sent this in seeking answers. While these attempt to answer it based on available evidence, I believe there's more. Could this perhaps be that iconic denizen of the wilderness, the elusive Bigfoot? Share your thoughts in the comment section.
Allá, ok, fíjate la sombra del piso. ¿Cómo se parte la mitad?
From the lens of a security camera, this strange object was spotted floating above the ground. While it resembles a balloon, there's an undeniable sense of sinister mystery surrounding its shape and presence. After a while, a man passing by comes face to face with this inexplicable entity and stops right there with shock or perhaps fear. If it's a balloon and not something to worry about, why would he have such a reaction? Unfortunately, we don't know who he is and we can't follow up to ask what he saw. But what's your take on this surreal encounter? Could it be another worldly entity manifesting in an inexplicable form? Or could it be a cleverly crafted prank designed to stir up intrigue and speculation? Share your thoughts. Next, we have a clip from a woman who captured footage of some levitating in the darkness. Take a look.
Oh my God, that's a fucking person. Dude, flash the light!
A few seconds in, and you can already tell that the scene is wrapped in mystery as a dark figure hovers in the air. The woman filming, seemingly bewildered, challenges the floating figure to turn on a light if it is human. As the video unfolds, the floating figure complies and flashes a light. What in the world is going on here? Are we looking at a person with superhuman abilities defying the laws of physics, or could it be someone using some kind of floating device? Well, we can't definitely answer, but what's your take on the nature of this mysterious airborne encounter? Our next footage takes us to a garage. Who knew that the garage could become the place of nightmares? Wondering what I'm talking about? Well, watch this footage. Armed with a flashlight and a camera, an unknown individual ventures into a cluttered garage. Inside the garage, there is an established wooden structure for storing materials and equipment. It's unknown if he knew something weird was there, but judging by his movement, he might have. As he points his light at one of the wooden cabinets, a creature's head pops up. I was tempted to think it might be a monkey of sorts, but taking a second look, I doubt that's what we have here. And if it was a monkey, I doubt the one filming would have moved away as fast as he did. So what exactly could this be? Oh, you tell me. Here's a heartwarming scene that proves even the mightiest of creatures can have a soft side. Movies make rhinos out to be imposing and often have an aggressive demeanor. While that may be true, sometimes it only happens when they are provoked. In most cases, they're quietly minding their own business, and a particular rhino seems to be the mellowest of them all. As it goes about its evening duties, munching a thing or two here and there, a tiny companion takes advantage of the opportunity and perches itself comfortably on the rhino's back. Now, there could be a couple of explanations for this unlikely friendship. You might be thinking that the rhino is simply too focused on its meal to notice the daring hitchhiker, or perhaps it's having an exceptionally good day and decided to share some warmth and company. But this happens more often than not. Have you heard of symbiotic or commensal relationships? Sometimes smaller animals like domestic cats may climb on or sit near rhinos or other large animals in captivity or wildlife reserves. This behavior is not driven by the rhino's consent, but rather the result of the cat's natural curiosity or seeking warmth or shelter. It's essential to remember that these interactions can be risky for the smaller animals if the larger animal becomes agitated or defensive, and that's why you must always avoid encroaching on the personal space of these wild beasts. Now, what would you do if you saw this happening on the street below your apartment? If I were the one, I know I wouldn't be recording a TikTok, but you have to agree this is a rather curious development. What do you think could be going on here? Well, many who saw the clip felt there might be something wrong with the electric grid beneath the street, which is, well, getting intimate with the methane gas, if you know what I mean. While the suggested explanation is plausible, there could be other factors at play. What other factors, you ask? Well, the bad news is Julius isn't here with me right now, so I can't state them without making errors. The good news, however, is that there are some of you experts in this field, so I thought I'd ask you instead. Can someone explain what's going on? The recent Chile fires were a tragic incident that left everyone disturbed and talking. However, during a live news report on the devastating incident, something unusual caught the eye of the one who sent in this clip. There's a mysterious silhouette moving through the flames. This strange being is definitely not human size and seems to be matching the nearby trees in height. A little digging around and reports from the nearby villages state that there was a giant bipedal figure moving through the fires and, get this, it was also waving its hands in the air whilst facing the inferno like in the footage. Some speculated it could be a human, but at the time when the fires were dangerously spreading, there were no humans around, which makes the hypothesis very unlikely. So what could this entity be? Are we looking at a forest creature disturbed by the approaching fires, or perhaps something more out of this world? Share your thoughts in the comments section. This next footage from the woods holds more intrigue than meets the eye. While the camera explores every nook and cranny, it captures a creature lurking behind a distant tree. Seemingly on the prowl for dinner, the camera unveils an ape-like creature, its beard a striking feature in the moonlight. Possibly standing at around 7 feet tall, sporting a robust torso, glowing eyes, and black fur, it quickly ducks and swiftly takes cover behind the nearest tree upon realizing it's been discovered. Perhaps it's thinking, why are these creatures after me? Or perhaps something more sinister like, let's lure him in. Either way, the one filming doesn't pursue. Instead, he's left wondering, what was that? Do you have an answer? Tell us in the comments section. Trail cameras, the ever-watchful eyes of the wilderness, capturing moments both sublime and bizarre. But this next footage takes the cake in terms of unexpected revelations. Imagine being the owner of a Trailcam, eagerly retrieving it one day, only to discover something you never anticipated. In the cold, unforgiving darkness of the night, the camera reveals a scene that seems almost too surreal to be true. An inmate, in a desperate bid for freedom, is caught in the act of trying to escape from incarceration. A subscriber of the channel sent it in, and he stated that they didn't understand what they were looking at until the individual was arrested later. If this is proof of anything, it's that the unexpected can happen even in the most unlikely places. Trailcams, once reserved for documenting the secrets of the natural world, have now started recording inmates escaping from jail. Who knows what else we may start capturing on these cams? A big shout out to the subscriber who sent this in. We can't wait to have the rest of you starting to send in footage. I can't imagine what y'all are also capturing on your trail and security cams.
It literally just happened. There are so many police here now. It's crazy. So these two cars, and they found some of the landing gear over there. They think it was a United 777.
In this parking lot, something fell from the sky, landing on the back of a car and totally crushing its roof. And look at the fence behind as well. It looks bent backwards. Some people said that it was the landing gear of a plane that fell down, but there's no indication of the said object on the scene of the incident. Looking at the condition of the car and the fence, the impact needed to cause this much damage is very huge. Luckily, there was no one in the car and no one was hurt. But still, how did the landing gear just fall off? Now, whenever we leave our homes, we should not only watch out for bad guys and aliens, but also look up in case a landing gear is just heading for our heads. Check this out. A guy's normal drive turns into a surprise after he stops at a red light. A little creature, about 2 feet tall, zooms across the street super fast. At first, you might think it's just a stray animal common in cities, but a closer look at the video and you'll see that the creature appears to be walking on 2 legs, so definitely not your regular 4-legged animal. Now the big question is, what is this 2-legged thing? My mind naturally thought of a tiny monkey, but the uploader says there's none in the area. He suspects it's a paranormal creature, and given the circumstances, well, you can't fault him for thinking that way. But do tell me, what do you see when you look at the creature? And what do you think it was doing out there at that time of night? In the summer of 2017, Mandy Tritchell stumbled upon some peculiar bugs crawling around her house. These tiny intruders had a surprising resemblance to blackberries. If that doesn't intrigue you, I don't know what would. Once this hit the internet, lots of theories came up, including some where individuals believed this was of alien origin. Thanks to the sharp observations of an entomologist at Texas Invasives, the mystery surrounding these bugs is unraveled. This entomologist identified them as members of the Scotularidae family, commonly known as shield bugs. While it's disappointing that they aren't aliens, it's great to know we have such nice creatures on the planet. In Turkey, a group of men captured this unusual sight in the heavens, a jellyfish-like unidentified aerial phenomenon gracefully navigating the sky. As the name goes, this, unlike the flying saucers that we're used to seeing, is shaped like jellyfish. It's believed to be alien-related, not quite sure if they're crafts or are actual creatures that float in our atmosphere, but there have been various sightings of them all over the world. Julius thinks a jellyfish UAP is too much of a stretch, and thinks perhaps they could be some sort of advanced tech or drone if it's real. Yeah, that's right, folks. Julius thinks this might be a hoax, and for the first time, Aaron actually agrees with him. But what do you think? In the footage, we see a huge beam of light coming from the mountains that lights up its surroundings in a strange orange glow. The light starts on the ground and goes up into the sky. It looks nothing like an explosion or regular light, but it does bring to mind the Florida video from earlier. So what could this be? Some netizens think it could be aliens, perhaps a signal from outer space. Others wonder if it's just a natural thing like a special play of light and air that we don't yet understand. I don't want to think it's an alien signal because that's never good news, but then again, it's possible this is just another phenomenon we know nothing about. Anyway, what's your idea about what's going on in this unusual scene?
This is the track we're talking about here.
Locals in a quiet rural area stumble upon a giant footprint in the mud, and it's no ordinary print. This footprint, etched in the earth, reveals the distinct features of a Bigfoot track, massive in size with toes clearly imprinted in the mud.
Yeah, we was noticing the toenail marks on here, as you can see in the camera here. Yeah, right in that area right there.
Could this be evidence of the elusive Bigfoot roaming the rural landscape, leaving its mark in the mud? Some do think so, but what do you think? If you thought that was odd, then the next footage will certainly rustle some feathers. Ever since the It and Joker characters made it through mainstream media, people have become very wary of clowns, and this footage is one of many that will send a shiver down your spine. According to the uploader, a security camera set on private property captured the bizarre situation. In the middle of the night, a strange person in a clown mask and a hoodie is seen walking straight to the camera holding a syringe. The motives of this person remain a mystery, and his identity as well, making this whole situation very disturbing. I would like to console myself by thinking that this is just some kind of Halloween prank, but it's not. Take a look at the syringe in his hands also. If there's anything to take away from this video, it's that this homeowner should be very careful. Next is a video clip of a couple who are on a mission to uncover the paranormal. In this particular footage, they're on a bridge in the late hours of the night. Armed with a recorder and a flashlight, this couple discover an oddity on the bridge, a white rope dangling into the depths. The person with the light and recorder moves closer, shining the light in the direction of the dangling rope. Out of curiosity, they begin to pull it up, and to their astonishment, a head is attached to the other end. As they reel in the rope, they discover a head with red liquid writing that reads, "Do you see me?" The eerie discovery should have terrified anyone out exploring in the dead of night. Surprisingly, the couple appears unfazed by this chilling experience. Now, are you thinking what I'm thinking? If you are, then you're probably wondering if they could be in mortal danger. I'm concerned, but my team believes it's a hoax. They think the couple prearranged this by attaching a male mannequin's head with a white robe for content. Which do you think it is? Watch this footage closely and tell me where the man in the pink shirt came from. Take a look at the footage again. A man in a pink shirt seemingly materializes out of thin air in front of a woman in a costume. He appears to be filming her, and what's more perplexing, neither the woman nor the people around seem to notice his sudden appearance. Is this a glitch in the Matrix, a momentary rift in the fabric of reality where someone crosses over from the unseen? Share your thoughts. Take a journey into the heart of the city, deep underground, where a network of ossuaries hold the remains of around 6 to 7 million people. The footage shows an eerie scene of human skeletons arranged in a meticulous pattern. Back in the 18th century, these catacombs were made to keep the remains of the dead because there was not enough space for burial grounds. The bones of millions were carefully moved underground, creating a surreal space where the deceased could rest in a new way. Is this a place you'd visit? I don't know about you, but I doubt I can bring myself to do this. Some even speculate that it was not a burial place, but a place where large-scale murders were carried out. What do you think, though? Next, we take a look at the starry skies of Mexico.
En una noche sin nubes, de hoy 2 de marzo de 2024, solamente esta mancha de nube y tal vez una estrella a la derecha serían la referencia.
This recent and captivating encounter shows something rather strange flying through the night sky. The unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP, takes on the shape of a fish with a luminous tail. It kind of looks like a blip, but there seems to be more to it. It's definitely not like any craft we have ever seen, and it has this strange feel to it. Aaron believes we may be looking at aliens, and I can see where he's coming from. However, Julius thinks this might be a hoax as the footage is too blurry. While I understand Julius, I doubt any random person in Mexico will have a 4K camera waiting for something like this to film. There's certainly gotta be an iota of truth in the alien theory somewhere. What do you guys think? In a calm pond, someone sees a strange creature swimming below him. Take a look. The footage isn't the clearest out there, but from the clip we can tell they try to get a closer look. But whatever it is notices them and quickly swims away, leaving ripples in the water. But here's the interesting part. The creature looks like a turtle, but it moves faster than expected. Could it be a new kind of animal that scientists haven't discovered yet? As people wonder, they notice something else. The creature seems to be eating another animal from the pond. This adds even more mystery to the encounter. What could this unknown predator be hunting under the water? What do you think? Let's take a break from all the weird stuff and look at a creature we can actually identify. In this heartwarming trail cam footage, we have a deer putting on a display of its acrobatic prowess. As you watch, you'll see our four-legged friend elegantly leaping over a broken tree branch, navigating the obstacle course of its woodland home. It's like a scene straight out of a nature documentary. And I must say, Bambi's got some impressive moves. Just look at Bambi go. While walking through the wilderness, a man hears these strange purrs coming from a cave. As curiosity beckons, the intrepid explorer gets closer and spots a creature with glowing eyes peering from an opening in the cave. Now, there seems to be no visible entrance to the cave, so how did the creature find its way in? And more importantly, what kind of creature are we dealing with here? Some suggest it might be a mountain lion, a known inhabitant of caves in remote areas. I mean, these creatures are known for their elusive behavior, and their reflective eyes in low-light conditions could create the appearance of glowing eyes like we see in the footage. There are others, however, who entertain the idea that something far more sinister might be afoot, perhaps a mystical creature hiding in the cave. Having seen it, what do you think? A curious individual casting a line into the calm pond came across a strange occurrence. Take a look. At first, we're introduced to what looks like a square-shaped organism peacefully floating on the water's surface. Within seconds, the once solid entity undergoes a perplexing transformation. The square-shaped organism disintegrates, breaking down into a cascade of tiny balls that scatter into the water. The sudden and surreal spectacle begs the question, what could this be? Is it a natural phenomenon, a unique organism with a brief and fleeting existence, or does it suggest something more mysterious beneath the pond's surface? While I want to think those are alien ships, Julius, our geek, states that we may actually be looking at a slow-feeding mechanism for the plants. While that does sound logical, you have to agree that it's less exciting. Anyway, what do you guys think? Strange creatures or slow-dissolving food? Share your thoughts. A woman was piloting a chopper over the coastal lands of Hawaii when all of a sudden the engine failed. The craft almost tipped over and fell. But here's where the plot takes a thrilling turn. This woman is no ordinary pilot. In a split-second decision, she engages in auto-rotation, a daring maneuver that allows her to navigate the failing chopper safely to the beach below. Talk about a close call. The everyday chore of bathroom scrubbing. God, my mom knows how much I hate that. Anyway, instead of the usual everyday routine, this one unveils something rather perplexing. While diligently scrubbing away, the individual whom we will call Scrubby noticed a strange phenomenon unfolding with the foam on the ground. Instead of the usual randomness, the foam arranged itself into circles, forming a captivating spiral. I kid you not. Oh, wait, well, you can see it too, can't you? Now the plot thickens. The person ceased scrubbing, and there appears to be no external force at play. How on earth is this peculiar spiral of foam materializing on its own? It's a head-scratcher indeed. What's your take on this bathroom mystery? A playful trick of foam physics, or perhaps a sign of something more mystical? This next one's an unusual one, but do enjoy it. Yup, that's a person with their mouth wide open. I'm talking wider than your regular human jaw stretch. Now the big question, how on earth is this happening? Some might throw around the idea of shape-shifting reptilian people, you know, the conspiracy theory stuff. Maybe this person isn't fully human, so stretching the mouth like that is a walk in the park for them. Or hey, could it be some super stretchy mouth skin they were born with? The possibilities are out there, but here's the thing. Well, who knows, right? Stepping away from all things mysterious and scary, let's take a look at this beautiful capture a subscriber sent in. Can you recognize the creature? If you said cougar, you'd be right. The cougar, considered a charismatic feline prowler of the wild, combines stealth with grace in its solitary adventures. With a coat as sleek as midnight and eyes that gleam with secrets, it's the phantom of the forest, embodying both mystery and playful curiosity in its every saunter. Images of cougars from trail cams are always fire, and this one is a gem. As majestic and beautiful as these animals are, if you ever run into one, make sure to keep a distance. They may look cute, but they are still apex predators. If you've made it this far and haven't hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment, could you do that before you go on? Thank you very much. It means a lot. Coming back to the episode. Next, we have rather scary footage. One thing I think it'd be best before you saw or rather heard yourself. Don't worry, you'll understand soon.
Wow. 。  . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . 。 . . 。 . . . . . . . 。 . . . . . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 .
「
Yes, you hear it. It's not a growl, not a howl, not a roar, but something in between, something primal. The sheer weight and depth of the sound hint at the presence of something large. It also sounds like something that commands attention and respect. The owner of the bone-chilling footage is convinced that what they've captured is none other than the legendary Bigfoot, the elusive giant of the woods. The footage was taken by a hiker deep in the heart of the woods, embarking on an adventure that would soon turn hair-raising. As he traverses the wilderness, the tranquility is shattered by the eerie cry that pierces through the natural symphony of the forest. In the world of cryptids and unexplained mysteries, every sound and every rustle in the underbrush holds the potential for discovery. Could this haunting cry indeed belong to the enigmatic Bigfoot? It's a question that stirs the imagination and leaves us pondering what other secrets are hidden within the vast expanse of the forest. In the boundless sky above, a pilot aboard an aircraft becomes witness to a mesmerizing display of atmospheric phenomena. As the craft floats above the clouds, the pilot notices a peculiar light show unfolding beneath. Lightning-like flashes illuminate the clouds, and a mysterious beam of light pierces through from below. I know what you're thinking, alien beam, but believe it or not, this rare and captivating spectacle is known as sprites or blue jets. It's a phenomenon where electrical discharges travel from the ground to the sky, usually during thunderstorms. Unlike the more commonly observed downward lighting, which originates in clouds and strikes the ground, upward lighting starts at the surface, typically above large thunderstorms traveling upwards. These phenomena were only discovered and confirmed relatively recently, and their elusive nature makes them difficult to observe. Pilots flying above thunderstorms or satellites positioned above the Earth's atmosphere are most likely to observe and capture such rare moments. At least, that's what Julius said. What do you think? Take a look at this disturbing footage taken on a train. Here, you can hear this loud sound coming from the train with accompanying sparks. They appear to be coming from the train. But in a few seconds, a loud sound is heard as the other side of the train sparks fire, startling everyone. Now, what's causing this chaos? One theory is that the train might be going through a tunnel that's a tad too small for its liking, scraping against the walls and creating those sparks. Another possibility is that the train itself might be having a bad day. Some technical hiccups. At the start of the clip, notice how the guys sitting down seem unfazed by the noise, and others on the opposite side are also keeping their cool until there's a loud sound and bright light flash from outside the train. It's almost as if they're used to this situation, meaning the second theory might be correct. What do you think? The concept of a matrix glitch often emerges when people encounter inexplicable or seemingly contradictory situations that challenge our understanding of reality. Take a look at this footage, for instance. A man is swinging in a chair, his arm seemingly hooked into the chair's arm. However, as soon as he stands up, his hand is magically out of the chair's hook. This is what people consider a glitch in the Matrix. Although skeptics may think that it could be a trick of perspective, many in the paranormal community think we're looking at a modern glitch. Having seen it, what do you think it is? In this recent video, someone captured a peculiar light bouncing around in the night sky. Some suggest it could be an ether ship plasma energy, evoking thoughts of extraterrestrial phenomena, a mysterious craft navigating the celestial canvas. Skeptics opted for more grounded explanations. Some stated that it might be an unconventional aircraft, atmospheric anomalies, or the interplay of light reflecting off earthly objects. What's your perspective on this cosmic light display? Is it the dance of an ether ship, a celestial energy phenomenon, or is there a more earthly explanation for this captivating show in the night sky?
¿Esto es real o esto es puesto ahí? Esto es real. Es real. Es natural. ¿Podemos mirar? Sí, claro.
Now feast your eyes on this man sporting what appears to be silver hair, or dare we say it, fur cascading from his shoulders down his back. Believe it or not, this is natural. In the realm of unique conditions, this falls under the purview of hypertrichosis, often colloquially referred to as werewolf syndrome. Hypertrichosis involves excessive hair growth in areas where terminal hair doesn't typically make an appearance. It comes in both congenital, present at birth, and acquired forms. Nature's quirks can take on various forms, and this silver-haired individual is living proof. Do tell me, werewolf enthusiasts, is this a condition you wish you had?
Mira todo esto, güey. Oiga, se siente, no lo voy a negar que se siente, ¿verdad? Como...
Take a look at this. Looks strange, doesn't it? It's like a mix between the Hulk and the Devil. His strange-looking green face, however, is nothing more than a praying mantis. The praying mantis, with its unique and captivating appearance, truly stands out in the realms of insects. One of its intriguing behaviors involves the use of its forewings to create a startling display. When faced with threats, a mantis may theatrically open its wings, revealing eye-like patterns on the undersides. A remarkable tactic to intimidate potential predators. Not only does the mantis employ this defense mechanism, but the males also showcase their wings to communicate with potential mates. These visual signals play a crucial role in attracting female mantises during the intricate dance of courtship. Would you want one of these as a pet? Is it even safe? Share your thoughts. Now, in our previous bonus footage, we took the mystery for our bonus footage up a notch, and we want to maintain it. Can you identify the creature in that Trailcam capture? If you can, head over to the comments section and tell us. The first accurate comment could win a feature in one of our upcoming videos. Trust me when I tell you this is an opportunity you don't want to miss. Start your comment with bonus footage so we easily see it. All the best. On November the 22nd at precisely 11:36 a.m., we captured a rare sight that might make you wonder if it's someone practicing voodoo. That's definitely not normal, right? If you know anything about horror movies, you know this particular scene is nothing more than a horrid sight. I mean, how else do you describe a scene of hundreds, if not thousands, of blackbirds on your farm? Could something ominous have happened while the owner of the land was away? Has the owner performed some evil rites that necessitate the visits of these birds, or am I just reading meanings into things that don't exist? Personally, I don't think so. I think there's more to this than meets the eye. Don't you? Our next footage was taken by a Ring doorbell camera. From the footage, you can clearly tell that it's nighttime, and the rain seems to be pouring pretty heavily. A closer look and you'll realize that there's something strange about this. There in the sky is this ball of light. It doesn't look like your regular star, and it's definitely too high to be your normal street light. Simply put, it doesn't look like any of the celestial bodies we're used to. Instead, it just hovers there mysteriously, blinking in a pattern like a guiding light in the dark. What are we looking at here? Could it be some far-off space object trying to send a subtle message on this rainy night, or maybe it's a rare weather event causing optical illusions, making it seem like something it's not to the person watching? You might want to buckle up for this one. Imagine you're chilling in your backyard, and out of nowhere, something falls from the sky. You go check it out, and voila, it's this device with solar panels on it, and to top it off, it's got the words Space Selfie written on it. Now, that's not your everyday backyard discovery. Curiosity kicks in, right? So after a bit of research, it turns out that this thing is called a Samsung Space Selfie. And get this, it happened back in 2019. Yeah, a whole space selfie dropped into someone's backyard. How wild is that? The Samsung Space Selfie involved sending a device with solar panels into the stratosphere to capture a space selfie. The concept was a marketing stunt to promote the Samsung Galaxy S10 5G smartphone. This device, equipped with cameras, took pictures against the backdrop of the Earth and space. During the event, Samsung launched the device into the stratosphere using a high-altitude balloon. People could submit their selfies, and the selected images were then displayed on the device's screen as it floated in the stratosphere. Participants received a link to a video showing their selfies with the curvature of the Earth in the background. Seems the people who found this device had no clue and were pretty shocked. I would do it if it was me. Still in Mexico, or rather on the waters of Mexico, sea voyagers bear witness to not one, but 5 water spots. These twisting tall columns of wind descend from the clouds to the water, resembling thin, spinning tubes or ropes hanging down from the heavens. They're like mini tornadoes over the water, a natural spectacle that's both fascinating and formidable. While these watery whirlwinds can be a captivating display of nature's forces, it's crucial to approach them with caution. Water spouts, unpredictable by nature, can unleash strong winds and pose a risk, especially for those on boats.
Shit started coming, man. I was like, what the fuck? I bullshit you not, dude. Like, I never saw you this shit ever happen before in my life. Tell me, are they wrapping shit now?
When we say the world is getting stranger by the day, it's no joke. Take a look at this footage, for instance. A man purchased watermelon, and here's what happened. Yup, he's rinsing the watermelon, and the skin with the patterns is just peeling off as though it were a sticker. I've always thought of people who say the government was messing with our foods as conspiracy theorists, but with the kind of things I'm seeing of late, I'm tempted to believe them. Perhaps we ought to take this news and research into genetically modified food more seriously than we are. Do you guys think we need to be extra careful with our food? Has anyone encountered something like this? Kindly share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section. I'll be reading. Whoa, check out this guy. He's doing some seriously bizarre stuff with his body. First off, he's pulling at the skin on his forehead, and it's like taffy just stretching away. That's a bit odd, right? But hold on, it gets weirder. He goes on to shift his Adam's apple. I mean, who does that? That's not your everyday talent. Then he's stretching his arms in ways that seem way too flexible, and then to top it off, he bends his finger backwards to touch the back of his hand. Now, that's not how fingers are supposed to bend. Now here's the mystery. Is this some kind of medical condition, or could he be one of those rumored hybrid humans? It's kind of disturbing messing with the norms of human anatomy like that. What's going on with this guy's body? Ah, the mysteries beneath the surface. Now look at this curious sight. Something stirring underground, causing the concrete ground to yield and create a noticeable hole. A peculiar phenomenon indeed. As the ground shifts and the concrete is pushed up and out, one might find themselves pondering. Do these movements resemble arms, gently but assertively pushing against the constraints of the concrete? You know what? Perhaps I should take your opinions. What are your thoughts on this underground enigma, a natural occurrence or perhaps a playful illusion sparked by the dance of subterranean forces? Share your thoughts.
There you go. It's a cutterhead.
If you haven't already hit that like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment so far, could you please do so now? It goes a long way to help us make more of these videos for you. Thank you so much. Now back to the day's episode. Well, it seems even Mother Nature can have a sense of humor. In this rather amusing trail cam capture, we have a deer that appears to be sporting the latest winter fashion trend, the iced face mask. Looks like this deer was having a drink of water when it splashed all over its face. Given the frigid weather conditions, it doesn't take long for that water to turn into a frosty facial accessory. The result? A deer that looks like it's fresh from a spa day with an ice face mask that would make even the most glamorous Hollywood celebrity envious. Nature's little moments like these serve as a reminder that even in the wild there's room for a touch of whimsy. This was at least my logical explanation of the whole thing. My colleagues in the paranormal community, however, disagree and state that the creature is definitely possessed. Knowing myself, I know for a fact that I don't have a lot of experience with wildlife, so thought it might be best to ask you what you thought of the whole thing. Do you think my logical explanation is logical enough, or are we truly dealing with a paranormal situation here? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Looking at this capture, do you see anything peculiar? You don't? We'll take a closer look. You should see it. If you focus on the animal feeding to your right, you might miss those eyes in the middle. If you're familiar with trail cam footage, then you know that captures from the night usually have the eyes of the animals reflecting. Looking at those two white dots in the middle, I'm pretty sure they are eyes, but what animal do you know that has eyes that far apart? None that I'm aware of. Could it be a cryptid? Could it be an unknown and undiscovered species, or do I have it completely wrong and it's a ghost? Am I simply seeing things that are non-existent? These and many more questions plague my mind. What about you? Do you have an answer to this enigma? Please do share in the comment section. Take a look at this door that was seen at the top of a cliff. Some say this could be a World War II bunker. While we have no way of confirming it, this theory could be correct. World War II bunkers were strategically positioned in various locations for defense purposes, and their survival over the decades often tells a story of resilience against the elements. In this case, the erosion of the cliff has revealed the bunker door, creating a surreal and almost surrealistic scene. The erosional landscapes can occur due to a combination of factors, including weathering, wind, water, and geological processes. Over time, these forces can shape and alter the contours of the land, uncovering hidden structures and artifacts. Now, what do we have here? This sushi appears to be having a mind of its own. The filleted fish is moving on its own. Someone I know saw this and shouted, "Possessed!" The only thing that possesses, however, is beauty. That's if you can at least get past the whole unlived fish thing. So, is this fish possessed? Well, no. In many cases, this occurrence can be attributed to a phenomenon known as post-mortem twitching or nerve firing. Even after a fish is filleted, gutted, and prepared for consumption, there can be residual nerve activity that causes muscles to twitch or spasm. This doesn't necessarily indicate that the fish was alive at the time of serving. It's a natural response resulting from the remaining electrical activity in the fish's nerve cells. Well, that's what Julius said anyway, and, well, I guess I gotta believe him. Still on floating objects, this strange object was found floating in the sky in France, Paris to be specific. It's a vertical black rectangle. As theories started swirling, some believe it could be the crafty work of artificial intelligence, a digital apparition painted onto the sky. Others with eyes to the extraterrestrial entertain the notion that it might be something alien, perhaps a cosmic visitor making a statement. What's your take on this avant-garde Parisian spectacle, a creation of AI artistry, or a sign of something beyond our earthly comprehension? If you haven't already hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment so far, could you please do so now? It goes a long way to help us make more of these videos for you. Thank you so much. Now back to today's episode. Next, you might want to hold onto your sombreros because we've got a celestial spectacle in the Mexican skies that's sparking quite the debate. In the footage, you can see a strange star-shaped object gracefully descending behind some bushes. It's the kind of sight that looks like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. As the footage circulates, opinions started pouring in. Some pragmatic folks suggest it might be a balloon or perhaps a drone, while others with an extraterrestrial flair throw the idea of an alien craft into the mix. But here's where it takes a turn toward the mystical. There are whispers of it being an angel. Yeah, you heard it right. An angelic being descended from the heavens. Evidence-wise, well, there's not much to go on there. But what's your take on this mysterious Mexican sky show? A mere balloon or drone, a potential UFO, or perhaps an angelic visitation? Extreme body modifications, such as tattooing the entire body or undergoing procedures to resemble animals, are indeed a form of self-expression that can be perceived as unconventional and even shocking. In this case, we have a person with his back inked like a snake. I mean, talk about commitment to the extreme. It's like they decided regular tattoos weren't cutting it. So why not turn the entire back into a slithering serpent canvas? Freaky doesn't even begin to describe it. But hey, each to their own, right? Beauty and body modifications come in all sorts of flavors. Some might find it intriguing, while others might find it a tad too freaky.
It's my first watch. Is an asteroid. Because it's from.
This watchmaker in Argentina is doing something pretty cool. Imagine a watch that doesn't look like your typical shiny thing, but more like a rock. And get this, it's not just any rock. It's made from an asteroid that literally fell from the sky and landed in Argentina. While some folks are all about showing off their diamonds and fancy watches, this watch takes the cake. We're talking about a watch with a piece of outer space on your wrist. It's not just a timepiece, it's like wearing a chunk of the universe while keeping tabs on the time. So what do you think? Would you ever consider rocking this rock on your wrist? Next, we have a Trailcam capture that's gonna have even the most experienced zoologists scratching their heads. Have a look. What do you see in the image? A gorilla? Well, hold on, take a closer look. It does appear to have the bulk bodies typically associated with our large primates, but a closer look and you'd realize it's not a gorilla. It's actually something more. While it might look like a gorilla casually moving in the woods, you sit back, take a critical look, and realize that it might actually be a larger creature crouching on the ground. Which creature do we know that's large enough to look like a gorilla when it crouches? A Bigfoot. The next thing is the footage authentic? That will let you decide. Now, let's take a look at this video clip where an unexpected creature boldly ventures into unfamiliar territory. With the voices heard in this video, we can say this animal is in human terrain. What is this animal, you might ask? This creature, seen navigating a disheveled working area, resembles a furless ferret. It's like an aging adult ferret, a tamed species belonging to the Mustelidae family. Like other mustelids, they have long and slender physiques. Take a closer look at it, though. I feel that this creature is much larger than your typical ferret. What do you think? Next, we have a mysterious encounter in the lush landscapes of Indonesia. These strange people were covered in a black substance with animal fur adorning their heads and cascading down their backs. Adding an eerie touch, these enigmatic beings are known for emitting strange, haunting screams into the air. But who or what could they be? And to the paranormal speculators, some think they might be mischievous children dressed up and engaging in elaborate pranks on unsuspecting residents. I mean, when you think about it, it's something children would do. On the flip side, a more mystical interpretation takes root. Some members of the paranormal community suggest that these peculiar beings are forest guardians wandering through the woodlands. To be fair, in folklore and local legends, tales of guardians or spirits inhabiting nature's spaces are not uncommon. The black substance and fur might symbolize a connection to the earth and the creatures within it. But perhaps this is just Aaron's paranormal ideologies rubbing off on me. What's your take on this mysterious scenario? A case of mischievous youngsters, or perhaps encounters with mystical guardians of the forest? Kindly let us know what you think in the comments section. Check out this rather peculiar scene. Yes, those are turtles and someone's diligently digging them out. Now you might be wondering what's the story behind this unusual turtle excavation. Turns out some turtle species are known to hibernate. The narrative is these guys are trying to ensure their well-being during this slumberous state. According to them, it's like tucking them into a cozy bed in the earth, providing a safe and insulated space for their hibernation. Well, personally, I don't buy it. It looks like someone's gathering resources for dinner. Now, the next question is, why do they hibernate? In the wild, some species of turtles hibernate during the colder months to conserve energy when food is scarce. They may bury themselves in soil, mud, or leaf litter to protect themselves from extreme temperatures. Nature's ways can be a fascinating sight, don't you think? A similar thing happens in this footage as well. A family was taking a video with their backs turned to the camera when all of a sudden a boy in a blue shirt appeared out of nowhere and climbed the railing. Let's watch that again. Do you see that? There's no sign of him being there until he just pops out of nowhere and climbs the railing. The family, caught up in their own thing, doesn't seem to notice this unexpected addition. Is this just camera angles, or is there another case of a glitch in the matrix? This is definitely too weird to be a coincidence. Someone spotted these two strange white cats looking at him while he was filming. One was sitting behind the other, its head right above the one in front of it. Both were staring so intently at the camera, which he found odd and strange. Not long after, another white cat, identical to the two, came and sat in front of the two with its head positioned beneath the one behind it. All three cats just sitting and watching the camera with an eerie look in strange alignment. What do you think could be going on here? Is it just a coincidence that three white cats decided to ogle a person, or is there something else behind this incident? Perhaps a glitch in the matrix or some sort of omen. Next, we have an eerie scene from a school in Pune, India. The footage shows us a group of students and a teacher seemingly trying to restrain a girl, but here's where it takes a hair-raising turn. The girl's body starts contorting in strange and mind-boggling ways while defying gravity. Yeah, she's actually levitating. That claim she's being possessed. Now, we've seen our fair share of orchestrated footage, but something about this sends a chill down the spine, making it hard to dismiss. So could this be a genuine case of possession, or is it just another well-crafted act? In Miami, people have been spotting these strange objects in the sky, and our next clip captures one of those situations. It looks like some sort of tank. I'm not very sure of what it is. Some say they might be surveillance balloons, perhaps part of a monitoring or security initiative, but others think it's alien-related. After some personal research, I'm convinced it's nothing more than a blimp. Julius adds that this particular one could have been designed by Goodyear. Is anyone from Miami out there to confirm this for us? Next, we have a Trailcam footage that's aiming for the spot of the most chaotic footage I have ever come across. Take a look. In the footage, we have a herd of innocent-looking deer frozen in their tracks, their wide eyes locked onto a sly and cunning fox up ahead. But wait, the fox seems to be engaged in its stare-off with something else. Something colossal and humanoid sauntering across the path and into the woods. Did you catch it? This enigmatic creature, towering like a behemoth, defies easy classification. It's certainly not your run-of-the-mill forest inhabitant. Bears? Well, they're not typically known for their bipedal strolls, so what's left in the realms of legendary woodland mysteries? None other than the elusive and legendary Bigfoot. Or do you not see it? Next, we visit Japan, where a driver in Tokyo has a spooky tale to share. While on his late-night rides, the car's security set inside captured something disturbing. As the driver enters the tunnel, the security footage reveals the manifestation of a strange figure in the passenger seat. The apparition, however, vanishes as soon as the driver exits the tunnel. The pattern repeats in another tunnel, with the figure reappearing, its features becoming clearer. It appears to have a pale face, long, messy hair, and a feminine appearance. The ghostly passenger appears to be a woman. Despite the spectral presence, the figure does not pose any harm to the driver, simply sitting in the dark and disappearing upon reaching a brighter area. But who or what could she be? Could it be one of his passengers who had met her untimely fate on the road with him, or could it be a loved one keeping him company on his night job? A motorbike rider was cruising through a deserted area when he came across this unusual sight, a lifeless goat seated like a human leaning against a pole. Now, this certainly isn't your usual sight, so what could be happening here? Some link it to a dark connection, hinting at a possible involvement in a satanic ritual where symbolism and ritualistic acts are thought to possess mysterious powers. Others connect it to the realm of voodoo, a practice deeply rooted in various cultures that involves manipulating energies and forces. But what or who do you think could have arranged this surreal seating of the goat? Is it dark arts, a venture into the occult, or maybe a mischievous prankster with a theatrical touch? Share your thoughts in the comments. Now, what do we have here? This strange creature was found floating in the sea by some fisher folks. Despite their experience at sea, they claim that they've never seen anything like this. It had two humanoid heads and the rest of its body looked like it was made of tentacles. But then again, it looked nothing like an octopus. Naturally, they uploaded this online and it spread like wildfire since. Some think we might be dealing with a sea monster with two heads, whilst some are wondering if it's a sea monster we're yet to document. Julius believes there must be a logical explanation to this, whilst Aaron thinks it's a sign we have been judged by the sea gods. What's your take on this? Now, let me share a tale that will send shivers down your spine. A home security camera picked up this eerie footage that has left the homeowner spooked and on edge. In the footage, the homeowner steps into her car looking for a lighter, but little does she know something ghostly is about to unfold. A spectral figure materializes out of thin air near the building, strolling across the camera's view, only to vanish into the bushes on the other side. Here's the kicker. The homeowner herself didn't witness or notice a thing. It was a furry residence, that is, her dogs, that set the alarm bells ringing. One of them even gives chase after the ghostly entity until it mysteriously fades away. What's your take on this spooky home security saga? A ghostly apparition or just a well-timed play of shadows? I don't know about you, but everyone I know hates it when toilets get clogged. But what happens when it's not your toilet, but a dam drainage? Well, you assemble your best men and start ramming it like it's no one's business. That's exactly what these men did, and after a few seconds, there was a breakthrough, literally. But you have to wonder, what kept it clogged? Well, many who saw the footage claimed many different things. One person states he can see an elk carcass come out. Another person says it's a giant chicken leg. Personally, I don't see it. I believe I'm looking at the log they are ramming the dam with. It appears to have some extra clothes at the end. Perhaps I'm seeing wrong. Can you guys tell me what you think? Some skeptics are leaning toward the idea that this might just be a hunter's hideout, but the true paranormal enthusiasts are throwing their bets on it being a Bigfoot cave. Because, nothing says Bigfoot was here like a carefully crafted branch cave. What do you think is the truth behind the structure? Is it just some DIY project by an over-enthusiastic camper, or did Bigfoot pull a grand design move in the heart of the forest? The creature had dark fur and bulging muscled arms. It was stalking the woman and her kids. The frightened woman called out for her kids to get inside. The creature, when it realized that it had been spotted, dashed off. It looked like a Bigfoot, but its head had this peculiar look that did not tally with our image of a Bigfoot. Its arms were also abnormally large and muscular. Yes, Bigfoot has large arms, but not like that. So what's the deal here? Is this Bigfoot's gym buddy or just another creature adding a dash of mystery to the woods? This Instagram post featuring a strange ring in the sky has caught the attention of many, and naturally it caught ours as well. The post sparked a debate about the existence of portals, which are believed to be gateways to other dimensions. Also, the concept of portals has been around for a while. There hasn't been much evidence to prove their existence. Upon reviewing the footage, it seems highly likely that the ring was created through CGI. The video has a few elements that appear to be unnatural. That doesn't necessarily mean that the idea of portals is false, but it does raise questions about the authenticity of the footage. It's not uncommon for people to mistake natural phenomena for portals, but it's also possible that the ring in the sky could be a result of weather events or a trick of light. Despite this, many people still believe in the concept of portals and believe that they can be used to travel between different worlds or dimensions. What do you think? And with that, we end today's episode. Thanks for staying with us. Oh yeah, before you go, are there clips and videos you think we should have featured by now that we haven't? Well, the good news is you can share them with us and we'll post them crediting you. Please send any such footage, including ones you recorded yourself, to us via classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll do our thing and include it in our next episode. We can't wait to receive what you have. Share this video with someone you love. See you in the next one.